Its target of the year is 198. Welcome to Total War 3 Kingdoms. 190 expanded. We're playing Wu Jing. He focuses on war and family, because the only thing more important than war is family. We're still a noble in this noble year of 198, but that's about to change. First up, a very important battle. Now, not because we won't win, but because we need to somehow win without killing Zhuge Liang, and he only has 2,000 hit points. But we're going to try to be, judicious. I assume they'll charge out at us. They don't have very many people here. And so, also maybe he's Osborne. It's not his father. I think it's his uncle, Zhuge Liang, that's here. But they barely know each other, right? Because Kongming's just like 17 or whatnot at this point. But what we're going to do is just, come on in and get it done as we can. But I think they're going to charge at us, right? That is what I think. Alright, they don't. That is okay. Good, even. Now, R2... Yeah, we just need to... We're gonna leave her over here. Like, our poison volley fellows are very, very weak. I'm like, he's Osworn to Yanbaihu, so we could totally do a little sacrificial thing, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to wait for Sun Chi and Lu Fei to show up, and then we're going to, undercover. Oh, well, that come in here. Alright, it's this building that shoots further. These don't even shoot onto this quadrant. That's right. And we don't really want to put down our towers there, because, again, like, all of this is about trying to manage the risk to Zhuge Liang, who we very much want to live through this. Do archer militia shoot quickly? No. But are they good? Also, yes. And that's what matters, They get it done. They're affordable. And there's nothing as important as being affordable in this game. There's boiling oil here. Let's back away in time. I'm afraid... Oh, yeah. So while we weren't watching, I think Kongming already died. Well, that is, that's what you get, right? Yeah, I don't think we're going to get him, guys. But maybe he won't die. I think he'll die, though. Too bad. Oh, well, Look, we can't have everything. I honestly think he walked into the fire, and I may not have been able to save him at all, right? But Lu Fei is going to get off of her horse and chase down... Oh Gong, or no, she won't, that won't work. Well, you know, it will work. Chase him. Oh, he's right here. He's invisible. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, yeah, so we're fine. Alright. Reports of our failure were somewhat exaggerated. We just need to make sure that we stay away from him, right? That's all we gotta do. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Right, because even if we don't like capture him and get him, right, I don't want him to die. We'll have more chances to capture him, or maybe he'll develop faction fondness, and you know the people that are his friends in the faction. No, 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 no. This is very unwise. Alright, fortunately we get that one down. Fortunately, you know, through our own efforts. But we need to go and capture the point. That's what we need to do. We need to make sure we don't hit Zhuge Liang by accident. We should be able to avoid it, right? Here we go, much better. Bum 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 bum. But yeah, but anyway, that's how it's done. That's how you're supposed to siege this place. Our army was very beat up, but now it is getting less beat up. We just need to army lost them, right? We're doing okay with playing keep away with Zhuge Liang. We just need to keep on being okay at it, right? And then we'll get some fire arrows up. That'll help a treat. Here, that was sort of a bad charge. We just need to extricate ourselves before we take damage. It's just yellow cav, right? And they are decently armored, these two ladies of ours, but... But yeah, if these guys are going to stand here, we're going to satchel charge them. Watch this drive. Boom, baby. Fireball, fireball, fireball. Yep, they can't stand up to too much of that. Oh, I hope they didn't hit him while I wasn't watching again. I really got to pay more attention, right? I bet he's still alive. Oh god, I wonder if they killed him. I bet they might have done. You know, I deserve it. If we lose him because of that, then I deserve it, right? We just stopped paying attention. I looked at the other thing. What are you gonna do? And yeah, Hung Ming dies. Man, you know, that's pretty unfortunate, but you know, you can't have everything. Gong, I like you, man. But, you know, our power increases, and we oath sworn up here. Unfortunately, you know. Oh, Zhuge Liang will not be a part of this story, even if plenty of his family are going to be. But that's alright, you know. You can't have everything. And here we're going to be able to get Marines in this hub when we move. We're going to leave here. Yeah, it's fine. You know, those are the breaks. Alright, so we level up finally. We have 4 points to do. Alright, we need at least an admin, but really 2 admins, and probably like 3, right? 1 spy would let us get turncoats, and that's desirable enough. I'm never going to learn how to use them right. And then trade would provide a little bit of money. I think the admin's the thing to do, though, right? Because we're going to have 3 majors, 3 admins is perfect. And, yeah. Who knows how long it'll be till we get here. But, you know, very unfortunate, but... Alright, now we need to think about who's going to be the administrator. I mean, obviously not Yanbaihu, even though he would do a good job. Could be Liu Yu, but I was sort of thinking of a different place for him. You know, Wu Qi, a little bit of that Wu, discounting we're so known for. No. Well, you know, why not Liu Yu right now? You know, he can administer the capital, and that'll, you know, in a pretty big way, you know, bolster our legitimacy, right? And, although really going to, yeah, we'll do him in Jindu because someone who's specifically good at industry will be good there. And this is the capital, you know, this is where, you know, one of the imperial families sitting will benefit us. And that means we just need to get an appropriate person for this next one. Now I'm thinking just Wu Qi. Yeah, you know, our son has grown up, and we immediately give him a great job, even if it doesn't pay off yet. And we'll be able to walk over here and grab some reinforcements for him potentially, because he doesn't have too much right now, and it will be good to get more of a force there. Same story on this side. Liu Yu should have an army, I imagine. Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. He's got the Wuhan and the Zhanbei Macemen, you know, so they're... Even though in a siege, these aren't, like, the most amazing things to be having. But still, they, even when they lose the 50, they'd still fight a little bit. But, so falls Zhuge Kongming, alas. What we're gonna do now is... Here. Now, this place makes us no money because there were no people here. No, it makes us... just because we took it now. I'm like, yeah, but... That'll come in. This army will, it will survive, you know. And here, I think we immediately besiege it. We immediately besiege it, so the next army that he spools up will be at one of his remaining places. He has another major somewhere? Jeez, he was doing good. Oh, he has the major at Nanchang. Well, that's this one we're getting here. Right, I'm like, why am I not paying attention? I'm like, where's it at? It's right on top of us. It's coming right for us. You know, I'm so glad we picked this one up. When we have the peasantry boost, this one coming in at 800 a turn, this is a very, very good single settlement, right? Very good indeed. the food's coming over, and this one will level up, and we'll probably build a couple of, like, tax buildings, right? Because we're getting really big peasantry multipliers, and so another hit into the base could be nice. Hey, and then Kongrong wants peace. And this makes Yuan Shu a little bit mad, but hey, he's paying for peace, and what do I really care about it, you know? Yuan Shu, we just need our opinion with him to stay positive. You can't expect us to fight everybody in the world. We're not him. This is like a decreased campaign difficulty. I'm alright. Thanks, though. And then lots of wars going all around. And he wants... So, you can get these missions where, like... Like, if we were to march over here in 2 turns, then the Emperor would give us some favor, but, like, we literally don't care about him, right? What's he gonna do? Write us a letter? And then, crucially, backup army in March. Gets to roll up here. We're saving it because she was quite hurt, and if they're gonna make her, like, die, then yeah, never mind. They don't. Good deal. Bum 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 bum. And then boom, we get this city. The Emperor ain't gonna like us too much for too long, right? So he'll just have to get over. He'll have to get over the idea. Zhukun becomes friends with his wife. Always good to be on speaking terms with your spouse, I assume. There are some who think that China's about to fall because somebody talked to his wife too much. But in my experience, when you look at history, it's easy to be like, it's the woman's fault, because someone in that time period will say that it's true, but that doesn't mean that it is so. Alright, what do we have here? We have a commerce lodge. This is a peasantry place. We need to drop the shrine. We'll keep the peasantry income, sure, yeah. We cut the lodge because we don't need it. Or rather, does it? Yeah, the only things that it unlocks here are the culture income, which is more of a faction-specific thing, as opposed to, like, what I'm looking for. Yeah, so we break this, get a little money, and then we're going to be able to... Yeah, we have fine enough public order here. We just need to get somebody else into it. Who? A champion. A champion must be put here. Not Wufin, though, because he wants to give the food away, and we don't have that much food. Alright, well, if we don't have a champion... He wouldn't even be that good at it. It would just be good peasantry boost. Plenty of these people give a decent little peasantry boost, though. So do we want to... It's like... Public order boost is not irrelevant. But I think we can just give it to old boy here, and this will be a good way for him to level maybe as we build these things. You know, he's the able aristocrat, right? Yeah, so He was traveling, you know, around a bit. He had some good things in war, but now he's gonna run stuff here. He'll hardly be like a great garrison, and we don't have another seasonal to get him out here actually. But so what we can do now is think about the future, and by that I mean recruit more Marines. No, we don't have more Marines. More of these crummy little archers that at least are archers. Yeah, sure. Alright, now his capital is up there. What we want is... So we're not really making a lot of money from this place, right? And we won't because our industry thing, while we're paying, you know, to have the balance shifted over, you know, these aren't that desirable. So we don't have to fight him to the pain or anything. We just need to take Poyong. If he comes back up here for this... Yeah, we just need to get into the center again, because this is as far in this direction as we need to go. We don't need to eat the poison apple of going down this way, where this is all over here. Speaking of, does Tongji... He doesn't hate me. Ooh, would you like to marry into our house? She's 21. Liu Pan is... You know, so what if they don't get along? They might learn to. Wufin and Tongji. She's a Lady Vanguard. Alright, what's it? Only negative 1.4? Amazing! We'll give you this Marshal G, my least favorite weapon. And ask him to just send her with a little bit of money, not for a dowry, you know, just, you know, for the weapon. Boom, baby. Huzzah. All right, very exciting. We are picking up so many of the Southron daughters. You know, now with Tongji and Zuting, we're going to be able to put them in an army, right? And then that's, you know, that's a lot of the way there to joy. All right, so she is of fierce independence. Lady Tong is a fiery trailblazer, showing societal norms and generally being something of a troublemaker, unable to be tied down in one place forever very long. Yes, love it. Alright, so she gets 20% speed from the armor and 65 armor, which is good. And yeah, you know, flames roar, just a fiery, fertile, energetic one. But yeah, so great, she marries into our family, very exciting. Zuting married in, you know, through the Zhuge family, which is fine on its own, but we're very, very pumped about her showing up. That's going to be cool. What we want to do now is realize that it'd be a lot nicer if I could get more assignments, but I think we did the right thing with the spies. Yeah, so here, perfect. And then we'll just have him as a spy there for a bit, right? And then, you know... Maybe that'll be relevant someday, and maybe it won't, but this guy doesn't have too many armies. We are related to him, but anyway, it would be nice to grab some of his strength anyway. Cool. What about this guy, the man who says Ni? Do you want... Ni Nu, the Meek Maiden. -3, well, that's practically a positive opinion. And this also has the benefit of tying us by marriage to all of these neighbors, which is highly desirable, right? It gives you a really big diplomatic boost in the long term. You know, they do remember that you're married in. Like, just through the strength of our marriage there, you know, and, you know, we're going there. So now we've got a marriage alliance with all of these guys around. And of course, Wang Long even likes us at this point. Liu Yao has a decently positive opinion. And you know, maybe because we could grab his heir as well, and that would give us a nice little web. And then also, you know, an excuse to take over their lands later. We're like, really, you know, your father's not doing a great job. And while it's sort of unfilial abstractly, really, like, because you're under my umbrella now, it's really like, fine. This temporary labor housing, we kept it too long. It's not desirable. We're going to... Do we just collect tax here? No, I don't think so, right? Because... I mean, we could forges, but I mean, no, what we want is... What is it? What do we want? Could just do a school. We need a school, right? We need a school for tech. No, we need a granary for tech. That's what we need. We'll rush build it next turn. And that'll give us the second one. It'll only cost like 600 to do it. And we can move that around later if the need be. Actually, no, we'll build a granary here because that's where we want it. Here, yeah, I think we just build a tax building because it might be a little bit before we deliver on the other stuff there and get the value. And we're going to be going to level 6 here as soon as we can because we want level 7 as well. But all right, well, that's the winter of 198. We are not an enemy of the Han yet, but the Emperor is not well pleased with us, and we're about to go upside down. But maybe not so bad now that we have a little bit of other industry income. But, you know, there's always the faction council, and you can just re-roll it till you get your peasantry kick, right? Because that's, like, so important. And I'm a believer in population. I wasn't until I tried it out a little bit. And huge population is amazing, but even a little bit of population I think is very desirable. Cao Cao signs a treaty with you and shoot. Yeah, there you go. Wang Sheng declares war on a whole lot of people. Oof. Oof. The Emperor has placed military sanctions on us. Our income is scrawled to a nothing, but if we roll this enough times, I bet it'll be like, hey, actually, do you want... Maybe it's not true. Maybe the income isn't there anymore. Rough stuff. I'll be right back. I'll be a couple minutes. Alright, sorry about that. Back in the saddle again. Now, here in the spring of 199, we are doomed to just get not that good sets here, but this will save us money. It'll actually save us, 400 a turn after costing 500, so, it'll net us a little bit a dosh, not too much, but hey, we know that the peasantry income can't last forever. Now here we want to kick this so that we can get our reserves, because that leads us to the very big garrison replenishment and all, which is just what we want out of the world. And incidentally, that also leads us to the cheaper deployment thing, which I had forgotten, but we might target that. I mean, if we're on the way. The Emperor is so mad, but he can die mad about it. Alright, if we go in this way, then we can heal on the way in. Yeah, alright, crucially, he's right here. Now we need garrison building here, but even just this with the ladies would certainly be the equal of this. Can't quite afford a third army. Right. Both the marriage and these families, and now if they rolled this army up here, they probably aren't getting one here. If they are, and we get just a little bit of advance notice, though, we can try to sell it off to one of our new in-laws, right? And I'm just very, very excited. Oh yeah, what's she like? She's a meek maiden. Quiet, cowardly, clumsy, and solitary. Well, I think she's doing her best. She does have night battles and fire arrows, Liu Pan's wife, and, everybody's part of the crew, part of the ship here. These diplomatic marriages are crucial. This is very important for our power fantasy. Pleased and genteel. Alright, so -10's kind of a lot. Like, surely there's somebody who wants to honor our family with a marriage. It's not you. Probably married into the Yuans already. Almost certainly somebody in the Sun family is. It's like, hey man, I heard you're fraternal. No, -20. I'm like, yeah. And the further down we go, the worse people's opinions are. You can only get your diplo marriages with people that already like you, which makes sense. You don't want to push your daughter off into these disreputable fools. Just build that there, and we're moving along here. Now, Liu Kong, the good thing about Liu Kong is he's doing amazing. Did he confederate Chunwen or like take over? So he's doing really well for himself. He is, our brother-in-law-ish. The thing is, I mean, he's he's the father-in-law of our nephew. Nobody knows how to describe these marriages. I'm not the Catholic Church. Lu Su with way Wu's getting in on as well, Yuan Shu is last gasping pretty hard up here. Of course, once he's gone, everybody's gonna like me a lot better. Theoretically, he might like me and come to work for me because we've been pals for so long, right? If he does, then, you know, a whole lot of hilarity can ensue. Yes. Alright, and now is the first great upgrade. I'm like, wait, no, the Emperor has got me. Yeah, you know, I don't really want to pay this premium, right? Yeah, I don't really want to pay this premium of 25% more. We can just wait. There'll be more time to get what we need out of this. We just move here. Because once we get this iron mine, then we can... No, we can't peace out. We gotta get this, too. Well, you know... Should have moved this way with this army. It's a shame. Because we locked this one up, and then this is a great peasantry commandery. You know, it's gonna get a lot going there. We'll also get tons of food from it, and then... You know, it's a sort of awkward way to come in. We might lose these exterior settlements a time or two, but because the primaries are so much more protected, you know, we can use just, you know, one defensive force here and try to respond. Perhaps. Because we need to build an inn. Yeah, we need to build an inn before next year so that we can get 2 assignments from that, because that tech is incredibly valuable, and I can't believe I waited this long to get it. But, you know, I can believe it, actually. Ling Tong is 9. He'll be growing up before we know it, and we'll have to give him his weapons back, as promised. It's too bad about Kongming, but, you know, each story has to take its own path. I use this courtesy name all the time because it's incredibly easier for me to say. Alright, so he's being like, hey, if you want to become favored, then I will favor you, but, you know... So if we could somehow get a little bit of favor, you know, like if he attacked us, which he's not going to do. All right, so they're over that away. What we could also do is, you know, try to use our spies properly. I'm like, does Tongji have any other land? No. You know, and if Yuan Shu eventually dies, we might actually get a proper coalition of people down here. But you know, you gotta dance with the one that brought you in that case, right? In the first case, here we build a school. We build a school because we can. I'd prefer to build it here. It'll still finish in time if we build it there. And then we can use this place to get... Man, it's not a lot. Well, yeah, we didn't get the big boost. Level 3 infrastructure is fine. But I guess we should just start building this building for the industry primary and preparing to make it work. But when I say that, do I guess that? No, I don't guess that. We should get more food because we really need to turn the corner on that. Is that what I believe? Well, we're about to get this commandery online. Yeah, we're about to get this commandery online, which once we build the food multiplying stuff is going to be, I mean, decent, right? You get a lot from rice. Yeah, let's just build the industry. We're gonna be moving here against Lukong before too long. Sorry, buddy. It's just what's gonna happen. I want this mine back. I mean, maybe we could try to trade him something. But what? What could we possibly get that's valuable enough? Our own land? No, don't be ridiculous. We need artisans. Artisans are from the private workshops. You know, maybe we start building that, actually, even though... You know, yeah. We're gonna do what we gotta do in order to get the legendary weaponsmith. That's what I care about. And there's like no way he's got an army here, right? Yes. And Liu Jun is cool with us again. And, you know, we are at war with our sister, which is terrible, right? Like, I don't want to be at war with her. It's very sad. Why won't you love me? But she won't. She's just like, you know, she's changed. Nobody knows what's going on with her. You know, and that's the thing. Like, maybe she feels like not declaring on Huangzu and, like, making peace with Liu Yao and stuff. Like, maybe she's really mad, you know. Her husband was slain, after all. But I just feel like she's got to be more reasonable. And, you know, we're relatives here now, so let's get a little military access there with our pal. You know, people call him a bandit, but he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. People just don't know him like we do. And Ganning has not done anything to us in this timeline. And, you know, we've heard that he might be looking for a new master one of these days. We send him polite invitation. And, you know, this guy's an in-law now. You know, in the broad sense. How long, we don't want that treaty with. Because as much peasantry income as this could eventually make, it's still better to have friends. You'll like us better someday, pal. But that should be like, yeah. Liu Yao really likes us. Oh, because he hates some of the people that we've been fighting. You know, what a guy. You always gotta wonder if the Nanman picked up, like, some sweet set of armor and then somebody else traded him for it over the intern while you weren't watching. But you know, now that some people don't hate us, we can check around for possible marriages, right? Tong family's already married in, so we've already decided it doesn't make sense.
我们还有什么可说的？ 真是浪费时间。好的，请讲。
But we've already gotten so many awesome diplomatic marriages. I love this, you know, like, I probably don't come across as a person who is like, ooh, wouldn't it be nice if we could get a lot of people married and then everybody would be a big happy family in China and we wouldn't have to have a war? But it's actually a fun idea. And it's also a great way to get very cool characters for affordable prices, right? Because if you got to spend 1,000 to recruit somebody, spending less than 1,000 to recruit somebody is fine. And now we have so many family members. We're getting 16 frat a turn. And, you know, we can lose like 50 when we lose a fight somewhere. But this is going to keep the churn pretty high. And I like our little faction. All right. Money is tight, but that is all right. I'm just going to keep on rhyming some of the timing. Importantly, with these new marriages, because they're very recent too, right? Do we... I mean, yeah, Dashang, you've been insulting, so we're gonna... Plus, nobody else cares if we do this, so we're gonna do it and then squeeze some money out of them later. Or maybe, you know, maybe some money out of them later.
先不打了，暂时不打。
And I like you, buddy. Once he worked for me and did, like, a great job. And, you know, but... And also, like, who among us doesn't have at least... Liu Chong, you're alive? Look at our buddy! He ran off to the south. And the Emperor has economically sanctioned me. Oh, we're at war with him? Well, you know what that means. We will sell this to one of our neighboring in-laws. Which one? Oh yeah, Tongji, that'll,
很高兴见到足下。
So this is, of course, perfection. This is everything in the world that you could ever want. Got any stuff? He doesn't. I know he doesn't. You just gotta check, right? So he's also upside down on food. But he's got plenty of money, and we will... I mean, you know, it's... It's better than losing it, right? And it'll make him like us. But we throw that here, and then he still might be coming up this way, but from there, you know, we can defend. We can't get back in here. And this was really about having a buffer zone, which is achieved with this anyway.
足下慷慨仁义，我等感激不尽。
Boom, baby. And now, you know, we've got some green on the borders, right? You gotta love some green on the borders.
请进，朋友。
Like, don't worry, one day I'll join a coalition with you guys. You'll see.
谁先来？今天谈点什么呢？
How long until the Duchy of Song declares, I wonder? It's fine. We'll figure it out. All right, so here, obviously getting to the tier 3 garrison is of premium importance, but no, that's not true because we have to build the inn. We promised we would do it. Yes, that's what we have to do. Because 2 assignments is worth more than that is worth. And here, we get to the mine. He moves forward here, which is perfect, right? As long as there's not like a Wu army over here. I shouldn't even talk like that. Just tempting the world to be that way. But here, we get the iron mine, which, you know, has some red cav defending it. It'll be a lot better defending it for me than it was for them. We lose a little bit of favor. You know, whatever. Am I supposed to pretend like I respect the Emperor? You know, with all of these southern buildings, you know, eventually you might get very, very affordable Marines, and that's an exciting thought, too. Here, some money rolls in, you know, and we're about to get things online. And now, yeah, the Zhuge family, we just need to win this fight, and then we can peace out with them over here. He is not at war with Tongji, so that was a better thing, too. If we would have sold it to Zhuge Liang, then we would have grabbed it there. Now, he could be here in a couple of turns. What's here to defend against it? I mean, stuff, but... I mean, he will have been away from home for some time. He doesn't own this land. Like, where is he from? Does he have any land? Yeah, he's got to have some, or he wouldn't be not replenishing. Anyway, he is really trekking it. He might not be able to get here at all, but we'll just deal.
注意！点燃激情，痛击敌军。
Oh, so he, like, ran into the patty there. That is wild. No, we got him, right? Well, we can hit him anyway. Alright, so if we follow up with a march here... Is that going to let us reinforce it? I mean, if not, it's fine.
恪守职责。 稍事休息，请下命令。
Yeah, we just stay here, and then either he backs up, because there's... How do you get there? Not this way, right? Is there like a road through this river? Yeah, right here. Okay, so yeah, you walk this way up, so if he runs in there, then we'll be able to get him next turn. I mean, we could hit him here, but I would prefer to just recover a bit. This army isn't getting any scarier for being here, right? You know, they've got some decent stuff, but, you know, we're fine. If they get an army here, then it's here. If they get a second one here, that would be surprising, and then, yeah, we'll just roll them up. This little bit of replenishment won't go amiss anyway. And in a few turns, that stinking sanction from the Emperor will wear off. Man, like, leave me alone, right? You're making me wish I never restored the Han at all. No, that's not fair. I had a good time restoring the Han. You know, I'm just... You know, it's hurtful. It's hurtful when the Emperor is judging you. And he doesn't even know what's going on, right? There's no chance the Emperor can name the people down here. He probably pronounces their names worse than I do. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Now, unfortunately, we now border Lady Wu, so... Well, that does give us an opportunity to get more of the Sun people in here. Alright, so Yuan Shu says we should invite Liu Yao into our coalition. I totally agree. Liu Yao says no by about an 88% margin, but Right, and it's exactly what they do, is roll up another army there, and, you know, because if Liu Chong comes here and takes this, then, you know, we run back and try to fight him again. He's probably not going to run home after doing so, right? Lady Wu signs peace treaty with Yuan Shu. Good, good, good. Liu Yao leaves the Lady Wu coalition.
又是你这厮。
Like, why are you so mad at me? It's hurtful is what it is.
那就这么办吧。
War atrocities against our friends. Is it like the time, is it the times that we took replenishment? Probably.
不辱使命。
勇夺荣耀。大人，悉听尊便。挽弓欲射，则屏息凝神。
一统山河，一统天下。
But if we... Well, here it's like, well, actually, yeah, we just do a major battle, no night battle. We don't get the morale hit, but we'll pull everybody out, and that's desirable. Very desirable, because we, of course, have our guys. We've got our dudes. We have got... kind of closed up battlefield, but, you know, we've got 2 poison volley guys, plus everything else. It's a lot of green. And almost no cavalry, which means almost no opportunities for our poison volley guys to be punished on the approach. And Yambaihu's going to go over there to plague the approach, right? And we're going to test a superstition now, right? Because I think for the engineers, it's critical to not click off of the unit or click on anything else while you're building the tower. I believe that is what's going on there. But what we're going to do is... Because if we just set up... Here. Because one thing about this army is lack of spears, right? But... also, lack of ranged. Because a reinforcing army is just people, but you know, we're all people, right? We're all just people. And we need fire will off on the engineers because they're the special thing, you know, they're what it's all about. This army's just thin because we got too many archer militia. We need to, when we can, translate the archer militia into regular archers or something, and then we could cut 1 or 2 of them and get more purple or, you know, green. Get a little bit of green. Because not having any spears does feel bad, even when you've got other solutions. Because this is classic Warhammer behavior here now, right? We're going Yambaihu, the cunning bandit, is going to roll up here. And as they enter the battlefield, hit him with the sickest. Come on, buddy, shoot him. After a little bit of a wind-up, still an absolutely brutal hit there, and then we're just gonna bounce out. Auntie Wu wants a piece too. She's gonna go over there. Now, click the tower and don't do anything until it goes up. It doesn't take very long. Or maybe it was too far away. Alright, maybe it was too far away for that one. You know, we don't always build it. Alright, it doesn't look like either tower got built this time. Sometimes they build, right? Sometimes they build. You know, the good news is that Yanbaihu has already gotten a ton of damage and will continue to just get more. Because, like, at this point, they're thinking, oh, we're just going to do, like, a thing where we put everything together. But that's not going to work. Of course it's not going to work. And here, you hate to use a poison volley in the trees, but, you know, it's better to use a couple lower value ones. Go fast trees facing the correct direction. Fair enough. I wish I could figure out exactly what's going on with the towers. Like, maybe they need to be a certain distance away. Maybe they don't. Anyway. We'll give it some tries. You know, after all, sometimes a battlefield tower doesn't quite go up. She just demolishes those Qi militia. Nothing for it but experimental. Indeed. And the thing is even if those abilities don't work, they're still a totally fine, like, stiffen the line unit, right? With immense morale. And look at that swing speed, 48. 48 on the swing speed. So, you know, they're swinging twice as fast as your typical Shanyu bandit, and, you know, 50% faster than an axe band. And they have axes, so, you know, not like we're thin on axes, but I really believe in them, you know. Plus, I mean, there's also the old fire pit, which is the craziest thing we've ever done, right? Like, it's like a sick pit of shades. But yes, Luke. Unfortunately, Zhuge Liang did not make it. I got distracted in the battle a little bit. He kept on running into fight. He only had, like, less than 2,000 hit points. I don't actually know what happened to him. I thought he died a couple of times, and he kept getting under smoke bombs, and I would lose track of him, so I couldn't avoid him, and then, yeah, you know. But, so it goes. I'm actually, you know, I'm at terms with it already, because, you know, that'll give us something cool for a different campaign. You know, if you get him in every campaign, not like we get him all the time, you know. It would have been cool to get him super early. But, you know, if you get all the big name people, right, then you're just doing another big name campaign. I think it was bound to happen when his last one was still health. Yeah, because, you know, because he still had the morale and we had to do just more than we could do. And here he's trying to get in through the trees only to realize we've got axes in the trees. And I think they'll actually chunk him a little bit, but if not... There's the wisdom of the river coming in. I'm like, let's get... You want a duel Auntie Wu? Yeah, very well, I accept. Sure, you're a sentinel, but... You know, one duel at a time, right? That's the rule. Although, honestly... Like, even if they get Oathsworn, we'll be fine, right? Yeah. And we're trying to impress the forces of the Zhuge clan with how righteous our cause is and how much they should be fighting for us and not for them in spite of their loyalties, right? And I'm like, 80, yeah. I'm like, I'm reasonably certain as soon as that wears off, she's just going to beat the brakes off of him. Because she's got, like, a real weapon, and he doesn't really. And since she has already won the whole thing... You know, sure. He'll murk her no matter what. I'm just like, I should have been worried about Oathsworn. I'm not, though. Because he's got V weapons. He's going to pop off super hard. And, you know, let's hit a Wisdom of the River here anyway. Our counterflank in the woods worked perfectly. And she's, you know, having a time, but, you know, it's, can't all be roses for everybody, right? Sometimes somebody's gotta take a bunch of duels. Look, duels are good, actually. And when he, you know, gets Blade Dance up to the top, you know, he swings so fast, you're not losing a duel if you get to that point. She has 100 melee evasion. That'll last for 20 seconds, so she'll live for 20 seconds. Alright, and now it's time for a satchel charge here. Oh yeah, look at it. Look at it. Glorious. And we win all of the fights. Naturally. It's almost like having a bunch of gold weapons is good. But that was actually another thing that attracted me to playing this campaign specifically, as I was like, if I start by the legendary weaponsmith for a change, then I'll have a bunch of legendary weapons to play with. Little did I know that I'd be starting with a couple anyway, and then Yanbai Hu being right next door. A very great amount of gold. I like gold. I see too late that you're like, she could die, so run away, she's about to lose. Yes, she was not about to lose. But yes, I gotta be more thoughtful. Good luck on that, right? I would just reload and do it again if she died. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Some losses I'll weather, not Auntie Wu. She's too important to us, right? She's like such a part of the story already. I don't even need to learn her name. When I say Auntie Wu, we already know who I mean. I'm actually, like, really proud of this army, because it's, like, it's getting stuff done with a limited amount of, you know, it doesn't look like my armies normally look, right? It's not template at all. We're even using a repeating crossbow. I actually really like our mounted archer, even though, like, yeah. Get her sped armor, ideally we can make it so she doesn't have 3 arms. Indeed, you know. The worst is with strategists, the ladies get a fatal swoop. I'm like, and man, the Emperor's about to be so mad at us. You know, let's not replenish here. And take the money. Yeah, well, they are... Yeah, they're so very beat up that we'll be able to just roll in. Yeah, we'll take the money so that people will stop getting so mad at us.
无法为我军所用。
时局变动，戡乱讨逆，全力奋战。
And that one army totally disappears.
心怀荣耀。
And here, Wu Wenfeng finally... No, it's at level 4 that she gets out. I'm like, she finally... No, she does not. But she gets stock now, which gives her a huge amount of survivability. Yeah, we gave her the better armor not very long ago. Yes. We've returned her to arms. To arms. We've returned her to 2 arms. Alright, and here we get Reach, which totally forgot. Alright, so Reach is great for the reinforced range training, but that gives us additional army, which is so clutch, right? So clutch, because we are going to want another army like pronto. Also, Luke, look who it is. Look who's here. I mean, sure, he's fighting with our enemy, but that just gives us an opportunity to say hello. In this timeline, of course, it was Cao Cao that defeated him, and Yuan Shu is just being a good guy over here, getting picked on. Getting positively picked on by folk. But, you know, still kicking. If only our sister wasn't so mad. She just got so mad. She hated the replenishment, but you know, they wanted to join us. What are you gonna do? Tell them they can't join? That would be cruel. Our sister betrayed her husband's cause. Indeed, you know, she's running around carrying the Imperial Seal of all things. You should be giving that to me. I'd hold on to it. Joined the war because of Zhuge Liang. He wrote her a letter and was like, "Hey, I'm trying to steal your brother's land," and she's like, "Oh, sweet. I haven't talked to him in like 4 months. I hate that dude now." Gosh, lady. It's Dynamic Mike. Mika Tyson. It's probably a spy, right? But... Oh... Because I've been like, let's not just take people's stuff away, but look at this book, right? This is the Book of Concealing Method. This is the makes your whole army invisible thing with snipe and stalk and guerrilla deployment. I mean, I feel like we have to take this from him, right? That's Yuan Shu giving us a gift, indeed. And this horse, you know, maybe he won't be a spy. Maybe he'll show up and we'll be able to look in his eyes and see that he's a trustworthy sort. A messenger, not a spy. Ah, yeah, there you go. Speaking of spies, we got Tong Yin here. But yeah, we made a couple of marriages in... so we got Tong Jie, who, you know, is of fierce independence. Vanguard, red. Very nice, right? She doesn't have special abilities, but she's special to us. And then we also married the Ni daughter in. So now we've got a marriage alliance with, you know, the Zhu family and the Tong family and the Ni family here around, and then also the Zhuge family, you know. So we've got our little web working. And hey, look at that. Mika is not a spy, and he's like, "Hey, you know what? I have brought you this fine horse. It's my favorite horse." Normally, people would be like, "You can't give your favorite horse away. You're from the north, but I want you to see how trustworthy I am. And maybe one day you know, you'll let me run your stables. And I'll be like, man, that's a trustworthy dude. I like you, Mike. And one day you will indeed have an army. He's not a spy. Look at that. Dynamic Miku. Now, Zhongmi is a messenger, not a spy. But we'll go ahead and send him back and say, thanks for all the fish.
治行天下，
Yeah, send the message on his way now, indeed.
发动农民，
Now the question becomes, do we... Like, does Jutai's army become the one that moves in shadows and silence? Because Yan Baihu already has stock himself, and giving stock and sight to the whole army, you know, like, it's cooler to get an army that has 0 of it, right? And he's a reformed brigand, but he still understands, you know, the way of the water. It doesn't have to be attached to him. We'll work on who gets it, because after all, you know, could just be whatever the Zuting Tongjia stack becomes. In Zhuge Liang, they can all hang out together. We can get the unbreakable army thing, and yeah, you know, I'm seeing it all come together now. Wu Jing's a guerrilla fighter somehow. Hey, you know, it's that we drew all of the guerrilla fighters. Yeah, we drew all of them to us. You know, Yan Baihu joined us after all, and with him came an incredibly large web of local folks. And you know, all right. Zhuge Fu needs to get married into the family. That's right. Because she's in a royal family, but not... Oh, we got the court position. Speaking of. Like here, we're just looking for things that are good. This would make her happier. Her being the Grand Commandant is fun, too. And she had good stuff. This guy... Negative corruption everywhere. Not a problem for us right now, but pretty interesting, right? She makes our spies better. Yeah, well, you know, she, these are desirable things enough. So yeah, we'll just, you know, welcome to the Grand Commandant, you know. Look, we do things based on ability here in the South. And by ability, I mean what you bring to your faction post. Probably would have been better to make Zhuge Chong the Grand Commandant and her this, but, you know, it's fine either way. I'll make her the Grand Excellency, I don't care. And by I don't care, I mean I love her, even though we've never really used her in battle. She's my flower of the battlefield, right? You know. After all, why shouldn't I do it? So you never penalized for her in your ambush defense? Oh yeah, fair enough, right? Oh yeah, fatigue rate, and then, yeah, why don't we just... You know, this guy came and gave us such a good horse, and Wu Jing's like, wow, I love that horse. And moreover, everyone in the faction thing gets along with everybody. Look at me go. And there we are. There we are. A harmonious council. distant relative doesn't work for the family thing, unfortunately. Alas. Well, you know, some of these people are just going to be upset a little bit. Alright, money is fine-ish. We've got that, and now all we gotta do is hit this auto. What were we doing all of that for? I mean, housekeeping anytime is fine.
作乱为祸之徒，不得其死。
Oh, because we had just leveled up. That's what was going on. So I saw there were levels to distribute. Alright, we will pay for the doctors. It's 750 for 10 satisfaction for a while, and that will get us happier people, and that will be comfortable. And Zhuge gets to level 3, and you know what that means. You know what that means. Military supplies in enemy territory, and it means we can drop these archer militia and get a sick multiple bolt crossbow whenever is convenient. But we need to drop our crummy little archers and get these good regular archers pretty soon. But, you know, everything is coming up roses here. The thing, you know, we do have... Oh, look at that! You know, so Huangzu has taken the capital at Changsha away. Look at him, you know, that's, like, going to be one of his last holdouts, but yeah. You get him at level 5. It's not level 6, it's level 5. Clean. Yep, there you go. You know, sometimes it seems like that happens, doesn't it? Seem like you sometimes get it slightly early? Alright. Hey, look, Ma, we made it. Yes, we gotta do it after we get the faction support there. I'm not paying this premium for the recruitment. You know, we don't have enough money to be doing all that, but we are gonna do it when the faction support and the sanctions wear off. And here, we can go ahead and move back in this direction. If Sis moves over and takes this, you know, we'll have to take it back. What it represents right now is a commandery that makes plenty of food for us, or rather some food for us, and decent peasantry income, you know. So this is a good thing here, and then, you know, same thing with this iron mine, although I don't want to be losing it. You know, the hinterland falling and us losing a little bit. Oh, you can hit space to go there. Ain't that fun? But yeah, so level 5, gonna be able to get our Wu engineers. Very exciting times. And then, of course, we're also going to swap and be able to get the Marines for Yanbaihu, which is going to be really great. Yeah, no, we're not gonna like drop it ever on purpose, but it's like, and this also, it's just from this. You know, it's a one-turn run to the rice paddy. So you can at least, you know, have like a response force. But the good thing is, of course, that it's far away, right? To get into this rice paddy, you come in from this direction, or over the mountain here, which you don't do, that doesn't work, right? Or this way, and we're broed out with the Tong family now. Like, we're friends, we're pals. Speaking of, we should get a non-aggression pact with them.
这很合理。
So you're not interested in pushing the land? Yeah, I don't want to do that either. It's outside of. I would prefer Lady Wu to get her own house in order, and then we can have peace, right? I don't want to take over here because I need to solidify what we've got going on over here, right? Because taking the rest of Jindu and the rest of Poyong are highly desirable, and then there's Liu Yao here, and like. While we do have a non-aggression pact here, he keeps on insulting Li. Oh, never mind. So now he'll marry the son in, right? And now we've got even more stuff, because we don't have to take this land, but there we go. We're getting he's pleasing and genteel, and he comes with the Book of Changes, which is gonna give us. Some faction-wide experience there. That's nice. We've got to make Wu as the Wu clan. You still got to. Indeed, It's the only thing that's right. This is such a fun playthrough. Well, too, because I'm just daydreaming about the next time we play this faction. Even if it gets balanced, right? It can never be balanced away from my dreams of it. Because Yuan Shu liking you at the beginning means you can always get that marriage that I'm dreaming of. Which means that 30% family estates is there unless the bonus changes. Which means your early game suddenly gets clean. And then Yanbai Hu is eminently gettable. And from there, you're set. You're going to have the best time. I'm so excited. Now here, I'm like, yeah, let's get a non-aggression pact with the Yuzhun, because, after all, we don't want aggression with him. We want him to have a different problem. Somebody else is going to kill him, probably. But we don't want him to look at us and realize, hey, that guy is being a guy. Now, we don't have a treaty with our brother-in-law here. Want to join the coalition? Why not? I'm like, what's the minimum? Yeah, he will send me. If I make him pay me, it makes everybody mad more, I think. But this will, dance around the middle. Because I'm not trying to be at war with everybody. And in fact, it's better to not be at war with people. It would be nice if he had paid me, but, Because the less people I'm at war with, the more other people are like, man, maybe I shouldn't be at war with that guy. Liu Chong is almost certainly going to try to get over here. Do we march this army to respond? If we do, it's still a couple of turns till we get there. I think we just lose it, so I think it's better, because the army's quite beat up. Yeah, it's probably better to just take the replan now and get upon the road. It's going to be winter soon. He might run out of supplies a bit, and we might be able to do something here, but, We also could spin up a miniature army. Oh, our redeployment cost is quite solid, isn't it? We got a little bit of a decrease on it. Did we take it in tech somewhere, too? Oh, yeah, you get a discount. No? Yeah, I guess it's just that 15%. Feeling noticeable. Because, if we have an army here, can we win? I mean, he's just the awesome Prince of Chen. So, oh, right, the red gives you that discount as well. recruitment cost, and recruitment cost is tied to redeployment cost, maybe? One of the faction positions. Yeah. I think the deployment cost is, well, yeah, the deployment cost is based on the recruitment cost for recruiting it again. So we double dipped there. We got a discount on the recruitment from having the faction position. Yeah, the recruitment cost for the faction position goes there, and then the deployment cost, you know, is a fraction of the recruitment cost, right? Because you have upkeep at the base layer, and recruitment is how you pay for that, and upkeep's a portion of the recruitment cost. No, upkeep's a portion of the upkeep cost, and recruitment is proportional to that, yeah. And then at the top layer, the redeployment, which, if anything gets cheaper, the redeployment gets cheaper. Yes. Alright, so this army just needs to roll in here. I don't want to spend a big army defending this place. If we could get, like, a cheap army to do it. Because the thing is, this place has green and reds. So if we just got, like, a cheap army of affordable stuff to stiffen it up, then that would be really good. Alternately, we could just, you know, run in here and deal, because being a little aggressive over in this direction is desirable, I think. So if you can get 100% recruitment costs, you should never keep it on. Almost never. Returns. Right, because you can just recruit and the mercenaries spin up immediately. Man, Merc Axemen, too. They're so good. Yeah, we're gonna just use our spy action to make him like us better. Boom! Look at me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm using spies for good. I'm evolving. All right, it's the autumn of 199, and all's well. The Emperor kind of hates us. I'm not gonna pretend to be that torn up about it. I'm not really that impressed with the Emperor. And anyway, like, the people down here, I don't even think care if I'm the enemy of the Han. They're probably, you know... Like, what does Zhuge Liang care? You know? But this war has been excellent. Oh yeah, we can get peace with the Zhuge clan now. He has to join my coalition. I would love that. Say she's doing unusually badly, it feels like. Yeah, she's allied with Liu Yao at this point, which is, you know, she's betrayed the cause. Alright, the Yusha pirates are no more. Maybe Gan Ning will be in the pool for us, because we were allied with them. So maybe he liked us enough to show up. He doesn't. And of course, in this timeline, he has not killed the Ling clan's elder, so... Who can we... Zhuge Zhuan, definitely. He wants peace a lot, and he'll want it more now. Nope. Okay, so now that we've taken that land, he wants it less. Well, that makes sense, you know. He's got less to hold on to. We can peace out with nobody. We can just get a non-aggression pact with this bandit as well. You know, getting that, it doesn't... Nobody is mad at us for doing it, right? He's at war with... Yeah, everybody that hates us. Look, I, for one, think that the bandits of the south can be nice allies.
来共商计略吧。
Because it was very positive, but yeah, I guess we beat up on them a lot. Defense force here and everybody else sending to go to the conquest. Yes. Does sound nice. We will run
不断
here.
前行，召集众人，有要事商议。挽弓预设。
Because too, the military sanctions is about to wear off. That'll be good enough, yes. Oh no, you're joking! I built the wrong one! I specifically was like, we're gonna build the schools. I built the inn. I clicked on the inn after we broke it.
至柔如水。
The school, we're gonna build the school. We're gonna have to force it next turn so we can get the assignments, that's okay.
立马行动！我已归来，百姓是否安好？
Anyway, you know, sometimes you're like, what? Yeah, build the blue thing. Alright, if we send Dynamic Miku here, well, he doesn't get along with the admin, so we don't want to do that if there's a choice. You know, you want to send Harmonious, which I never did this until recently. I'm like, when you send people that get along with the administrator there, they do a better job, they get along, and you can get, like, Oathsworn and stuff, which increases the web of happiness. Because a lot of times I'm just like, yeah, we'll just send whoever here, but... Said, why you want to keep them? Because they're good, they're also hard to protect, yeah. I figure having them for a bit, losing them every now and then sending a force to retrieve is fine, you know? Because getting this other side is an area that's not going to be taken, you know? Sure, there's looters and all of that, but it's not going to be taken, I say. Alright, do we have an industry kicker here? I don't think so. No, no, no. Alright, we still need no, we don't still need an admin for here. We've got one for here. She gets on better. She's also already level 2. Yeah, we'll send them. Maybe they'll grow to like each other. There's in the way south. We're safe here. I thought that you got them like here, but I guess no, that's like on the river. Yeah. On the other side of it even. That's on the other side of it even. Yeah, and this one doesn't have a port. Yes, it's over there. So we can get like all of this and then... Yep, yep, yep. And here we get marching up this road. The reason we're marching is so if he takes this, right, then she'll be able to move to a regular attack and hit there, and then this army or this army will be able to march up, and that's the calculus. So actually, this army, we'll move it here, and then we'll definitely be able to get there. If he backs away, that's fine. I doubt he will. I don't think he's... If he does, then, you know, he just spent a lot of time to threaten us, just for us to be ready for him. Hardly a disaster. Speaking of hardly a disaster, it is time. Time for the fine horse of the Zhanbei to be worn by the White Tiger. You guessed it. We'll give it back to Dynamic Miku when he goes to the field, right? Whenever he's demonstrated his strengths, as well as in the Grand Excellency position. Oh, who do they not like? They don't like Sun Shi anymore. Why? They must have gotten some trait. Or maybe they just, like, hung out with each other and realized, oh yeah, no, the girls do not like Sun Shi anymore. You know, Auntie Wu and Lu Fei get along, but not her. You know, she doesn't have to stay in this party. There's plenty of other groups that would be happy to have her, right? So we can drop Sun Shi, and then, you know, as soon as Zhu Ting gets to the next level, you know, we got another power hour to go there for the girls. This army is going to be so sick. These Marines, right? Anyway, I think they're also very good in auto-resolve. When we did a siege, they did not really get tickled that bad by it. I think those shields show up super well, and just the stats in general, I think, are really, really good, you know, for autos, but... Arguments over loyalty, given how uncooperatively was when, yeah, you know, why won't she just be nice? All I want is for her to be my friend.
说话小心点。
Well, the good thing is that Zhuge Liang is on the... No, I'm not going to become your vassal. Yuan Shao, how do you even know me, bro? Oh, because I'm a very distinguished person, and Liu Yu, who you probably cast out of his home, is here with me, running stuff in the capital, being a relative of the Wu clan. Well, Yuan Shao, you missed your chance. Or rather, I missed my chance to be married into your clan. Because you never want to look at the turn and be like, if we had married Yuan Anyang, it's turn 49, we would have made 44,100 gold off of that marriage. You don't ever want to say that, because really, we would also have the happiness of her being around, which is priceless. The fact that it also has a definitive value doesn't mean that it's not priceless, too. Hey, and Zhuge Liang and Liu Pan get along. Oh, they're just friends, though. Ah, Liu Min. This is the daughter of Liu Zhong, maybe. She's from over there, though. No. I lied. Well, you know, it's not... Maybe it's just a name that gets rolled enough. But yeah, she's probably a spy, honestly. The architect is, like, interesting, right? But we need to get to level 4 here. That is the priority. Whether or not it's economically the right thing, that's the priority, because that lets us get the legendary weaponsmith, and I care about that more than all the other things. The Liu clan, never heard of it. Yeah, I mean, like, Liu Min? Liu who? Devastating. Well, if we do that, then we don't get right here. Yeah, we just do this. It's a little bit of money. You know, it's not going to pay off immediately. But once we get our legendary weaponsmith and we get a higher likelihood of those legendary weapons, it's just going to start churning. We're going to be the happiest boy in the world. And speaking of the happiest boy in the world, Liu Chong ran out of supplies, so now he is forced to...
定国安民，汇报一下，我不在的时候都发生了些什么。
Beautiful. All right, so we hit him here, pushing him far back into the mountains, where this is like hilarious, right? Like this is not where you want to be if you're him. Sure, we haven't dealt with them, but importantly, Like, does he start with night battle? No, it's over here. He has the Warblade. I want this Warblade, right? This Warblade is the thing that matches up with the armor set that we have for Auntie Wu. And that will give her army 25% melee damage. Yeah, 25% melee damage. We'll have to take this away, but we don't have it paired anyway. Alright, and now that he's up there, you know, he'll have all the problems that he'll have. We're just going to run this way and, you know, have a little war over here. When we do, when we show up like here, we'll probably go ahead and swap this army out. No, we'll do it now, right? Because we are in the area. Yes, so here, we're going to go ahead and go to 4 engineers. Yeah, we saved 500 per engineer by waiting to go to a place with the proper faction support. And then here, just marine up. We'll keep 2 shielded guys. Feels like enough. And then for him, we don't need the mounted archer mobile with fire arrows, right? It's not that important. We will... hit the archer swap. Keep 1 repeating crossbow. I really like 1 repeating crossbow. Hit the archer swap all here, and then we'll go to repeating... We'll get our siege weapon, but we'll get it when we get over here, right? And this will just get them into the army now. And now this army suddenly... punchier. The Marines are a great front line because they're shielded, right? These guys are shielded. They're like an axe band, but hardier, right? And, well, they don't have axes, so they're not at all like an axe band. But, you know, who does have axes? The Wu Engineers! The only thing is we don't have, like, bonus first large guys in the army. It might be nice to get one, but, like, these guys are hardly that great at it, right? Is the thing. Like, we need a great spear unit. I'm really liking where these armies are at now. This peasant band, I'm like, oh yeah, he's level 2. This peasant band will remain until morale improves. So pumped about all this. Alright, it is the spring. Alright, that means we need to force build this, because I've been waiting so long to get this assignment. This technology, for my money, is probably the most important one in the whole game, and I waited so long to get it. Because assignments are incredibly good in this mod, because getting, Yep, here we go. The fun doesn't get along, but we're just going to need to send him here anyway, right? The money is more important than you getting along with the admin of this place. And anyway, that's like our oldest son. They'll just have to deal. And then we will get a quicker building here. You know, that's pretty important to get that single turn, because now that we're, you know, on the very edge of efficiency. Speaking of, here we go. Now this is the thing about the agri economy boost, right? Is it does give you -75 to industry, which is a huge hit. But I'm sure that we will make more than 1,000 off of this swap. Ancillary set item. Fingers crossed that this is something extraordinary, and we're going to re-roll her trait. Alright, well, we get the Diviner, which is very good. There's a set item. Okay, so it could just be some set item. I thought it was one you had the other part of. Or maybe, yeah, I thought it was one you had the other part of. Maybe it's just a random one. But anyway, good enough there. Oh yeah, the Book of the Method. We were going to give that to you. So, four stack engineers. I'm about to love that army. One siege weapon, because when it's only one, you can just sort of leave it if you're a little like, maybe I don't want to take it. I think snipe doesn't work for siege weapons. I think. Stock does, though. And she became enigmatic. I'm not sure what she was before, but she's a little better now. About to... Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But now, instead of militia, it's regular archers. We are already getting really good results out of it, right? But now we're about to be happy in the campaign. About, like, all I've said the whole time is what a great time I'm having. Look at all these levels. There we go. All right, so he will... I mean, yeah, he's the admin. If the admin has night battle, do you get to do night battle there? I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. We're just going to take stability here. Wuchi is the admin here, too, so across the bottom is the way to go. Tongyin is... He's got to level up, but he's in another faction, you know. Zhuge has teaching assignment, and so she is relatively unlikely to do anything that's not teaching assignment. But if she does go into the field, having night battle will work a treat. The thing about having an assignment like teaching assignment is, like, you know, look, if you're that good of a scholar, you might have to be a scholar. That peasantry income gave us 2,000 a turn, actually. Amazing. Sincerely in the Garrett stack, I think that you can know about. Oh, sweet. Well, yeah, if you deploy from the thing, yeah. The crucial thing about our morale here, right, is even if we get the negative 50, these noble riders will still have 20 morale. So, you know, but well, even more, of course, because they'll have whatever effects from defending and so on. But I imagine no one will ever siege this place. Because, you know, they'll be intimidated. I mean, this is a very solid stack, right? These macemen are, you know, they exist. And these noble riders are actually quite punchy. And they have axes, so, you know, you run up. Hit the dudes. But, anyway. What were we doing? We were ending the turn. Levels distributed. Spies, a spy-in. We're just going to keep on spreading the word of, like, what good friends we are. He's like, man, you know who's a good guy? The Woos. Love the Wu clan. You know, Dad, the Wu clan's pretty cool, don't you think? Hey, look at all, like, we're not hated by everybody anymore. Look at that. And he is gradually thinking about wanting peace with us again. Also get some ward save down. Yeah. Now that she's on the way out, we aren't stable to PR voice. Right. Maybe it's a lot of these people too. I mean, not all of them, but some of them just aren't Han, so we don't have that negative that the Emperor is like. You want to join our coalition? I would love for you to join our coalition. But Yuan Shu doesn't want people in our coalition. Come on, Yuan Shu. Why don't you want friends? And Huangzu declares war on us. The Zhanbei lose out. A daughter is born. And we get another military sanction thrown on us. Pretty annoying. Fortunately, though, if we just, with this peasantry kick on there, we don't really have to worry about it. We're not an enemy of the Han yet, so we'll just get a little fondness there. I'm like, we finally do have a little bit of filled reserve, so, it's not like he's totally mad at us all of the time. We're going to go ahead and take this. And this little reserve faction-wide, but also a nice little boost to the peasantry there. We'll go retreat. And we get the Steward of the Chongol Palace title. Speaking of titles, any of these make people better at being administrators in a way that I would care about? Yeah, population growth. Well, we would want one of those and one that had a 3-panel thing, then wouldn't we? Alright. Yeah, you'll be the doctor who prevents disaster. Boom. Oh, this is a guy that has teaching assignment, and we made him an admin. We're gonna need to move that away eventually. That's too bad. Oh, because we've got 3 teaching assignments now. Yeah, well, he can do it for a little while. You're a commonplace officer, but have you ever considered that you're also... Oh no, we need 20 grand in order to get the attending secretary. We'll hold that thought, buddy. Yeah, maybe someday. Alright, so Liu Chong moved here.
心境澄澈，天下庶几可定。
一统天下。此地百姓日增，甚为可喜。
And then we do get to catch him.
拿起武器。
Of course, he just has a little shoestring force here, but we are going to fight him on the field. I'm sure we can do better than the auto. And, maybe we'll get this Celestial Sphere for a big boost. Maybe we'll get that Shaman. Maybe we'll get the man himself. I would love to have him in the party. And then, we can get him into an army, and then we can use his special ability 3 or maybe 4 times in one battle and then forget about it. Also, we would take the Warblade away. We would give him something good. We've got an idea for that Warblade, though. But right now, I'm just going to take a short break. We'll be back for this. Don't know how long this session's going to be. If we make it like 2 hours, then... Well, we're already at 2 hours. If we make it like 3 hours, then take a nap in the afternoon and then do like a 5 or 6 hour block tonight. Anyway, we'll think about it. But I'll be right back, and we will continue on with this. It's not going to end anytime soon. Don't worry. Don't worry. I don't want you guys to worry. See you in a couple minutes. All right. Sorry about that. Ooh. Let's get to it. I was also thinking about the Wu engineers. So, a fun thing about them, right, is they obviate the need for yellow dragons in any army. Yellow dragons are, you know, flimsy. They have low armor. You know, they've got their shields, but, you know, they got their good charge bonus. You know, they're pretty punchy. They can get stuff done, but she's invisible now. But with the Wu engineers, which are super excellent, right? So it's just like a dragon level army. You get some Azure dragons in there, and then Wu engineers to stiffen them, and then, you know, some Onyx dragons behind, and that's just a very, very solid thing. They're a really great special unit because, you know, there's still a very good place for them, even when you're at the end of the game. Even in an Imperial army, you would want a couple of them. I mean, even for the regular play, let alone the smart way to play, where you throw the oil on the ground. But what we're gonna do is just come here and lay some shots down. And it's substitute the need for trebuchet. Exactly, because we can just run up and pop the gate, and then we're fine. Yeah. Because the gate is somewhat of a problem even after you get it, but, you know, if we just run up and throw it, easy peasy. And I probably should have taken that duel. I'm sure we would win. But we're going to shoot this one and then take the second duel, right? Yeah, because we'll definitely win this one. Yeah, like, it happens automatically if you don't say no, doesn't it? Yes. Because she will very easily win this. And that'll, you know, intimidate the foe. Yeah, I'm like, and of course, even a Bandit Sentinel at a low level is a tremendous fighter, and Zhang Kui loses this little fight pretty badly. She brought a nature's ally to the fight, and that didn't get it done. And then we immediately get charged. You know, do we take this fight? I mean, yeah, right? Yeah. She wins this fight, too. And then, you know, that'll inspire him to join our cause. Or not, you know. But he'll win this fight. She'll win this fight, too. And if not, we'll run away. But I think she just wins it handily, right? His weapon's okay, actually, you know, and she's not that evasive. And he's got a lot of armor. I think she'll still win, though. Swing rate's about the same. I think she'll get it. Oh no, maybe we need to run. Like, we don't have anything to help out here, do we? No. Yeah, we need to run. Alright, you win. You win, Liu Chong. And he was still getting shot by a tower, so if we would have waited to run, you know, we might have actually died to that. Well, you know, there you go. He showed that he was no slouch. You know, I should have remembered that 75 armor is a lot of armor. Oh no, I just charged into him. I'm so dumb. You know, the trees make me incapable of playing, right? Like, I literally can't fight correctly on a map with trees. I don't know why. Why does anybody behave the way they do? I literally don't know. But I just... Something about the trees, right? Because even if I see all of the icons, it's like I just can't see. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm too visual. Because you could get in here, but then you can't see anything that's going on. Yep, you know. You can't... Oh, wow, wow, wow. I'm so bad at this game. I'm so bad at this game. You know, I sure hope we win automatically because I am just throwing here in this fight. Should have taken the auto, right? Should have looked at the map, seen the trees, and taken the auto. This is a nightmare. No idea what's happening. Everything is not coming up roses. I mean, I think we're going to win just because they were in a bad way, but this is terrible for us. We run our archers forward into everything. Yeah, great. Smart. You know, throwing away the bandit sentinel was good too. Love that. At least we didn't get her killed. Because our whole army's invisible too. And then we're not doing anything right. It's fine. It's fine. At least our units are good, right? I'm so salty. No, I don't want to duel you. You're too good at fighting. I hate you. Like, you want to duel Zhou Tai? Yeah, why don't you do this? Zhou Tai, bring honor to us all. You don't want to lose to this guy. I don't think we will. I think Zhou Tai will just beat him down. And if he loses, well, then, you know, the Prince of Qin is pretty hardcore, right? What are you going to do? There's a fire in the forest back there. But I think Zhou Tai just tunes him up. Yeah, it would take a good 15 hits for him to beat me, and every time we hit him, we're doing probably 3k after the discount from armor, so yeah, won't take too long to get it done. I'm so salty. Anytime I lose a duel, I'm like, why am I bad? It's fine. Liu Cheng's a champ, right? He's a champ. But Zhou Tai beats the brakes off of him. He runs away. And there we have it. I'm like, there we have it? No, there we do not have it. There is still infantry to deal with. But, you know, there you have it. There we're about to have it. We're gonna have it there eventually. So, I mean, Zhou Tai can get mighty knockback for himself, and at least in our faction, there's some really good stuff to get that isn't cavalry. And, you know, the Solemn Trust is so good. See, like, I struggle about this much before battles. You know, it's one of those frustrating. At least you can, like, give your orders. It's just so frustrating because it's like you can't even see on a broad level what's going on. It's just like, here are the flags. You know, it's even less, you know, visually logical. That's the other reason you find the amendments. Yeah, it's you know, because I don't mind there being some forest or even a bunch of forest, but when the entire middle of the map is forest, it's like, man, Even if I have an army that's built to just a move, you don't get to visually enjoy it. Liu Chong, obviously we're not going to execute you.
放了他们。
But look upon us with fondness, my friend. And come and see us if you ever don't want to work for that Wang Sheng fellow anymore.
一往无前。
冲啊！
Hey, and he gets to level 3, very nice, and gets the night battle when commanding, which of course means that, well, he'll get to command at least some of the time. Well, he doesn't even need to be commanding this army, right? Yes, that is right.
有话直说。
一统山河。
拿起武器。
Go here. Keep any expand. No, I mean 2 is good enough there. And now we're broke. Did we already? Yeah, we're already building things. You know, getting like a slick 2K out of the peasantry agricultural boom is just very nice indeed. Oops, look, you know, we'll vary it when we can, right? I just think they're good. And, you know, we do happen to be in the area they're from, so what are you gonna do? Whoops. Look, we're providing a nice, legitimate place to be. Yeah, so you go over 100 and you get 2 Imperial favor. We'll see if we get over 200 what the deal is there. Bum, 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 bum. It's just funny. It's kind of hard to make. Well, you know, sometimes I believe all in one unit. Right? No, I often do. But to do it early is not a thing I normally do. I mean, they're so stinking good, right? You just need some red cav to deal with generals. And, you know, they're just... Because what's the weakness of purple infantry? Just getting charged, but they shoot up red cav super good, and then yellow cav, once they're in, what are they going to do? Ancillary, we get a war axe. An exquisite weapon. It's just a war axe. Hey! The Emperor likes us because Sun Yong gets his food. And Zhuge Chong and Suting have had a child, and Liu Yu has a kid in the Wu family too. You know, it's all very happy. And you know, somehow we're not an enemy of the Han. Somehow there's just the one, but everybody in the south is getting unpopular. But, you know, if we end up having the Emperor not get mad at me for how close it was seeming at the start, that's pretty fun. Now, this army can either drop or go to reposition.
谁在叫我?
So we move this retinue out of the force, right? Or
想问点什么?
we don't need 2 vanguards in one army, even if one's Jotai, who doesn't get the Kolmai knockback thing, because we're not really leaning that hard into the heavy cav general thing. So really, it's just a matter of... Well, Jotai doesn't have roar, so it's not that much of a double dip at all, is it? No, it's not that much of a double dip at all. Do we drop this army briefly? Can we get peace here? Come
我还
on.
以为你死了。
I'm not gonna pay you for it. I think I have a little more sense than that. And here, with no visibility, what's the worst that would happen? I mean, basically nothing, right? There's no way he's gonna have an army good enough to deal right here. He won't.
平定天下。
Because we're gonna go in and take this super clean. Who does this upset? Nobody. Everybody hates Liu Kong except me. Everybody liked that.
立马出击！
Sorry, pal. But here we're going to chip away at it. We need to... I mean, no, we can just... I mean, with low casualties, we just take the auto, right? It is sad. Like, why would everybody hate him? Yeah. But yeah, very, very low casualties indeed. Nice and clean. Like, why would everybody hate him? His resource, he's supposed to be someone's vassal. Ah, so he's got, like, a universal malice.
说话小心点。
Jurisdiction. Yeah, so... Yeah, so if we click on him in Diplo... Some people like... Well, a lot of people have positive opinions about him, but they just hate him, though. Huh. It's weird. Maybe it's that they just think, finally, that guy is doing something that's not messing with me and my friends. You just get the charge negate, it's highly desirable. Nephew! Nephew, you go on home now, you hear? Don't make me talk to you about the skin now. No, we
回家
will...
海内，乱世随定，迈向胜利。
And this way, you know, the income looks good, but any year that we don't get that peasantry focus, it's going to crash again. But, you know, we're still doing okay. We're making some. We're getting a little bit more solidified in places here. And hopefully if we release over, I'll just want peace. Indeed, indeed. And obviously we will release them. And ransom, you know, I need money anyway. Yuanshu's still holding on up here. Hey, you know, he is not starving in the mountains yet. Sun Hao makes sense, really. This army. Yikes! Imagine this one knocking on your door, right? Sure, they have the CJI. That just makes it worse. They'll just wait there forever. Now, CJI, Sun Hao is the one who, Hey! Gan Ning joins up with the steward of the emperor and immediately starts hanging out with Dong Bai.
该好好谈谈了。
Any marriages?
来共商计略吧。
No, you can't.
有话请讲。
Like we already.
妙啊！
I think we already married in everybody that was gonna
别来无
happen.
恙。
Down here anyway that we've met. Still, many awesome pickups, and you know our assignments are rolling. Things are good. Because teaching assignment plus other assignments, now you're talking real money. Yeah, we did the multi-swap. We might have done it earlier or later, rather, but yeah, no, we're here. We're right where we want to be. We took this
则屏息你
this commandery, which gave us a giant chunk of money, right? A giant chunk of money. Because now we doubled the industry income there. Yeah, so much, and now, you know, we've got this most valuable commandery under our umbrella now. Our prestige is 83. We should end. Yeah.
欢迎，请进。
You know, it doesn't even make him that upset.
容我等再想。
We will make other plans. Yes. Yes, we certainly will. Bum, bum, bum. Because with the Imperial favor ticking up over 50, we shouldn't get sanctioned finally. And with the reserve stabilizing, you know, for all we know, that little scare will be modified up. And, you know, I like Green Tree. I like... One of my favorite things about this game is the management on a strategic level of your empire. I love how important reserves and military supplies are to the game, because it doesn't feel, to me, whenever I situate things such that my enemy is taking attrition going through my lands, I don't feel like, oh, I'm making their army weaker and now it's less fun. I'm like, yes, I have used all of the tools available to me to weaken my foe. Like how attrition felt in Warhammer 1 when you were vampires and you could actually just like really do it. And that's how I feel about like a truly great setup in Three Kingdoms, you know, like it helps you stand for so long. Zhuge comes of age, and hey, boom. We had the mission to get our favor a little higher, and now we've got Fall from Grace achieved, so now we're actually going to get like all the way up in favor, right? Yeah, 30 from events. We're gonna balloon into very high favor, and with a couple of points from filled reserves, we may well stay there, right? Because I don't think he's even that mad about the fights that we're doing here. Beautiful. We ambush just to not be a threat. We'll be able to make it there next turn, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and this army is in fine enough shape. We hit a march here, and then if Sun Quan takes this, we'll be able to come right back and crack them if they get there in time. I don't. The movement is such that, you know, they may not be able to. And then we'll run in and be able to hopefully release and or capture him. Is that a bird? Sun Quan, how'd you get this bird? Commander Liu, oh, this is Chupan's bird. How'd you get this bird? Oh, Chupan's right here and you stole it from him. I can't believe you took his bird. No, Chupan's right here. Yeah, he got wiped and he's right here. His bird was, you know, look, we took Dynamic Miku's horse, but this is Commander Liu. I desperately want this for my own shoulder. So I am somewhat of a creature of dialectic, right? So I think that getting like a parrot would be the most incredibly awesome and cool thing ever, right? I would love it. However, I also don't think it's really like that good to keep a bird, and I know parrots are annoying, so I don't want to get one. But the idea of having one is incredibly great. What's it called when you think you want something, but if you had it, you wouldn't want it? Ah, yes, immaturity. That's what characterizes my personality, right? And whenever I see a bird, I'm like, well, if I had a bird, but I didn't have to take care of it, and it wouldn't live for 50 years, and it wouldn't have to, like, stay inside, and it wouldn't squawk, it wouldn't feel like I was, like, depriving it of, you know, happiness. And I know it's just a bird, but it wouldn't be just a bird. See, I just imagined the whole cycle of emotions about it. Hello, Log. How's it going this morning? Well, our nephew Sun Chuan here has a bird, and that made me think about birds. Once I had a roommate who had a bird. It was a nice bird, but it was annoying, like all birds are. If I had a parrot that wasn't a real parrot, you know, the idea of a parrot. I don't love parrots. I love the idea of loving a parrot. Alright, so Auntie Wu doesn't get along in this army anymore. We can get her somewhere else. We'll zoom her over here, and then she can be a part of whatever's going on this side. Now, we don't really need two forces over here, is the thing. Ah. Hong Sheng is going here. Well, if we get to going this way, which is the opposite of where we were. Yeah, if we just zoom up this way, then we'll be able to maybe get to Northern Jianan before they get there. Oh yeah, they gotta go the long way in anyway, right? They'll be there, and well, we'll go here, and yeah, we'll I mean, by the time they get here, they may not even be that happy about it. This garrison is a little stabby. And these guys are not that scary. Not that scary at all. Any peace talks available? Good question. They all should love me, right? Man, we're at war with so many folks, though, and that hurt us, too, because the balance overall. You know, for all that everybody was happy with us beating up on Liu Kong, now they're not as happy anymore. Still, I'm pretty happy with how things are going. Ooh. Well, I mean... It's going a little far, isn't it? But... Tell us, Confederated. I mean, that is desirable, isn't it? And, look, what we don't technically know doesn't make us judge him, you know? Maybe he'll slip. I saw... There's this post on Reddit the other day that was like, today I learned about Basil the First, you know, of the Byzantines. And they're like, he got tangled up in a deer and got dragged like 18 miles by his belt. And I'm like, what? Come on. Like, first of all, even to a person who hasn't, like, heard this story before, the first thing you hear when you hear a hunting accident for an emperor should be a clear and obvious murder that we don't have definitive proof of. And then, like, dragged by a deer by the belt? What's the belt made out of? What kind of deer? Even a moose ain't dragging you for 18 miles. Highly specific story, isn't it? But yeah, you know. But what we don't know about... I mean, he's 39 years old. Look, it is a hot and disease-ridden place here, you know. Do they have malaria here in this year? Maybe. I confess that I don't know. Something like malaria must be around. Some bad disease, and maybe he gets it, you know. But yeah, I guess we just go for it, right? Or no, we wait a little bit, and then we'll run interference first. Yeah, he'll have to lay the groundwork. He'll have to lay the groundwork. There you go. And it'll be in winter, a very normal time for these problems to happen. So less malaria and more. Sometimes people die in winter. Sometimes it happens. Look at me, I'm using a spy right. I made the faction love me. And they loved me so much that they wanted to be a part of the crew, a part of the ship. And, you know, and that'll be nice. We will then be able to probably drop these forces. Anyway, getting something with a spy makes me feel like I'm playing the game right, even if this is probably the most basic use of spies. Well, I mean, assassinating the faction leader is hardly the most basic use of spies. The most basic use of spies is what I already do, which is get a turncoat and then immediately extract them to your faction. That's got to be the most basic use. Because you don't even send them over there. Ooh, I love Chinwen's flag. Ooh, I love that flag. Look at that. Look at how green it is. Look at the tasteful curves on the outside. What? You want my daughter to lead? No. No, well, not my daughter. My niece. You look. We are a fraternity, a sorority, an egalite, a liberté, and you are not invited to take away our wonderful people from our wonderful faction, sir, if that is your real name. And hooray, a daughter has been born. Man, we are a prolific dude. I love this faction because I love a faction with a bunch of kids. And when you already start married, you don't have to worry about forgetting to get married for a while. This one, you already have a few children when you start, and then you have a few more, and then, you know, before long, it's all a bunch of happiness, right? It's all the best that things could be. Oh, and we finally get a strategist child, you know. Every child born after the campaign started has been a baby girl, which makes me very happy, of course. He's already got a couple sons as heirs. So, you know, if he's the kind of guy that cares about that nonsense, he's happy too. But I'm happy to have them. And here, the industry income is great. We want to just... We need artisans. We have to get large city first, which is right here. So this is the most important thing there. Crucially, though... so even if Huangzu tries to come and reinforce here, they are not going to have a good time. I don't think this place has a map, right? The Iron Mine, or maybe it's the one where you have the map. Maybe it's the one with a little square, but regardless, with 6 units of Red Cav, and I mean 4 of them are Lance. No, we got a Lance Cav captain there, and then 3 more Lance Cav, 2 Lance Cav captains, and then yeah, so 5 units of quality Lance Cav, and then 1 there with some green to stiffen up this army, which of course is invisible and full of these excellent Marines. Yeah, we can absolutely beat these 2 armies, whether or not they have a parrot giving them advice. Maybe we take it off of them and sell it back to her. That would be an excellent thing. Once we, yeah, because this at 29... You know, giving Changsha would probably be worth, you know, 15 or 18 points. Maybe slightly more because it's a city. Maybe slightly more because of ancestral things. It's only level 3, though. They haven't been spending the points on it. What's her capital? Not sure. Liu Yao, for the first time, you know... I mean, that's not fair. He's doing about normal, I guess, except he's over here. He's lost all of his vassals. Yuan Shu somehow working out here. Hey, did that... These guys have actually recruited multiple crossbows. You know, you feel like you don't see that very often, right? You feel like you rarely see the AI get siege weapons that they recruit. And they have some, so, you know, good for them. I bet, you know, I actually bet that with that, these guys are going to be a menace going around here because they're going to be able to move so much faster than the typical AI army does. Pretty cool. Oh no, I don't want to be fighting her sister. I don't either. I was quite distraught whenever she declared war against us. Like, unironically, like, my idea of this was always that we would do our thing and she would do hers and we would be, like, one big happy family. We have a decent amount of food here. Getting to level 6 here is desirable, right? Well, just because we want to hit 7. Yeah, because we're about to be able to get... Well, we already have all the peasantry income kicks that we've got. Is it more important for this one to go up? This one is... Yeah, it already has population here too. Yeah, let's get this one up then. This one's also more likely to be on the front of fighting, so getting it to level 7 is more important than this one, which is, you know, much more far to the rear. Like, I almost want to move to ambush here, but would it work? Or would we be caught out? Because if they fight us in the field, then that removes the advantage of all the other stuff. Jing sorry has to move. Ah, yes, it's an ambush. Thank you. That would have been so annoying. Oh, we didn't make it. Curses! Well, you know. That's the breaks, right? He's not going to be able to reinforce it. You know, if you didn't have an army over here in the first place, it takes so long to get over here. It's the South, right? You, once you get a situation like this in the South, try and dislodge a guy, you know. Just try. Here we build the recruitment hub because we can afford to build it. And, you know, for stuff. And then on this front...
我的目标十分明确。
Alright, yeah, so we have exactly 90 interference, so we're gonna, or to do interference. So we do interference, and everybody leaves. Everybody leaves the throne room, and then he suddenly gets very sick. A bribe of alcohol. And a concealed blade was all that was needed. The warlord died immediately, with the only sound being the snoring of the guards, who discovered the result of their neglect the following morning. Nobody knows who did it. Nobody. Sail across, take it, and then sell it to him for peace if he doesn't want it already. Fair enough. Yeah, that would be good. He may well want it already, but yeah, that'll tidy that up. We don't want him to be coming back across for it, obviously. Not while we're immediately going on this front. He's still a turn away here. Seems like he's busy there. Yeah, because he's at war with... You're in Chen one, yeah. He's at war with everybody on his border here, so he hardly wants to be coming across everything at me. He's got other frying fish. Lufei becomes trustworthy. Yeah, my girl. I think it's like, if you have high public order, there might be some other stuff too, but I think high public order is related to getting good traits, and I think if you have low public order, maybe you get the bad ones, because I have been noticing lots and lots of good traits like all the time, but that's only in these playthroughs where I've been, you know, building the public order buildings and caring about the peasants properly. Hongzhu sieges Sichuan, bypasses the mine, gets to the cookie jar. Maybe he'll have to stop to heal. Better to ambush to catch one of them out than chase the other. Well, you've already waited too long. All right, want us to join against war against Liu Yao? Look, we're definitely going to do that in our own time, buddy. But yeah, I like your thinking better. Maybe military supplies will restrict one or both of them. It was winter, which is only 10 in the south. But decrease the campaign difficulty? No way. But yeah, that's exactly what happened. He goes here. He runs out of supplies. So he's in encampment, but that just makes him out of supplies. Tongji. New blood comes to the faction. Hooray! And a son is born to Liu Pan. And a daughter has been born, you know, to Bufun. So, hey, and elephant for sale next turn. Is it 5k? Are we going to have it? Huangzu's very beat up army here, but what we need to do is hit him here to get him out of the encamp. Alright, there we go. And he runs, so we are going to be able to chase him down. Beautiful. You should join us, kid. I know we had no chance to capture him at all. But hey, there gets us the money that we'll need for that elephant. Closer to it anyway. We just go across the bottom here because that will get us closer to the army and the flexibility, which that'll be nice enough. And then food's still fine here. They don't have anything against us. Oh, what? Medium casualties on this front? No, we want to keep it rolling. Let's go ahead and do this siege. Plus, it'll be the fun of using siege weapons against heavy G infantry. The only fun we need. This is the fishing one, so it's this classic one. We hit the left side, and then we'll throw up towers, and it's going to be a party. I actually am super pumped about this phase of the campaign. I am tremendously excited for now we can afford siege weapons to go with our engineers, because the Wu engineers, they are going to be a famous part of the way I tell the story of my gameplay of this game now. Good stuff. Flaming shot. It's flaming shot for... Okay, so I didn't even realize this. I didn't even think about it. It's not... Is it fire arrows to go to flaming shot for the multi-bolt crossbows? Or is it flaming shot the ability from the strategist? Or is it both of them? Because I feel like on a commander without flaming shot, the trebuchet one, I was still getting fire arrows on the multiple crossbows. We'll just need to look into that. But, you know, it's possible they will come out at us here. I'm like, are they going to charge out at us, or are they just going to let us methodically, beautifully pick them apart? The answer is that one. Oh, I'm so pumped about this campaign now. Everything's going to be fine now that we've got our multi-bolt crossbows. You know, it's sometimes hard to get to them, right? But once you get them, I totally believe in this thing now. Because I think the main thing is it gives me the confidence to go anywhere, do anything, and say, once we go in and load into any siege, we'll at least be able to do it in a way that makes it seem like I know what I'm doing a little bit. Which is crucial. You know, that lie is very important to me. I'm like, we don't really need to break those, but We'll just move it a little further forward. But of course, these poor infantry, they're not gonna be having that good of a time. No, not at all, not at all. We need to shoot at these armored archers here and here.
敌军士兵正在溃逃，万箭齐发，准备就绪，杀呀！加快步伐，兵听令。
Bum 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 bum.
顽强不屈，挺住，加速前进，加快速度，有情，向前进军。
Yanbai sort of gets caught a little bit there, but not in a way that matters to him. His excellent war horse stands the test of the time. We wheel around here to try to throw a poison volley right down the pipe, and I think it's going to work. They might charge him in time. They don't charge him in time. He gets a beautiful, a gorgeous, a savage poison volley there, and we just need to run up here. Yeah, medium casualties, my foot. Of course, Yanbaihu plus the siege weapon. But you gotta have something to keep people off the siege weapon, right? I'm like, no, shoot there. Yeah, shoot there. Shoot here with your big damage ability that shoots faster. All right, maybe always build a tower where you have to move a little bit to do it. And I'm pretty sure you want to make sure there's no one underneath the tower, but maybe it's fine. Because running in and towering, this is every great game of Warcraft 3, you know, no, not really. A lot of tower rushes aren't that good, right? They're not the most favored things, but I think they can still be fun. We clicked away when we did it, but they still... Yeah, I think you gotta stay attached to them and not do anything while you're trying, but still, 2 out of the 4 towers going up. Beautiful work. And of course, now it's time to satchel charge up the center. 340 kills on the multi-boat. I love the multi-bolt. And then we're going to go right here and shoot a poison volley. It's probably going to hit our own troop a little bit, if he shoots it at all. But it will go down the line if he shoots it at all. Wu Jing charges in immediately and falls off of his horse. Look, it's about sending a message. Charge does come back. And there's that. And it's so good to have towers on the inside of a place, right? Like, it's actually crazy. It's actually absolutely insane to be able to drop a tower on the inside of a siege. It's I never thought this was possible. I'm so glad it's in the game. Because even more than the satchel charges and every other good thing going on, for me, the ability to run in and put towers down into a blob fight in a siege, like, now I want to do a siege, right? I want to do sieges. If I have a multiple crossbow and engineers, like, I hope there's a full stack and a garrison in every place we go with this army, right? I mean, look, like, these towers are just shooting so far, too. These are, like... yeah, they're shooting from here to here. Bonkers. I'm having the best time with this campaign. You know, mechanically. And now it's time, you guessed it, to showcase the best use case for the engineers. The few, the mighty, the proud. Oh, watch them fall down. Yeah, shoot them again, boys. Fireball! Because this is amazing, right? This is so good to be able to do. You roll up, you kill 60 heavy halberd infantry, and then you charge in. After that first hit, they can't stand up to your counter charge, right? Like, you're already a fine fighting unit of half stack, but at 80% HP, you know. I love them. I love these units. The fact that I don't particularly care for the other archer, you can still get it at level 2, not level 3. You can get it at level 2 for, you know, other people, and they are affordable-ish. Really, you just got to get to level 3 for these Marines, right? And they already made it a Grand Fishing Expedition Shipyard, which is a commerce boost. We will swap it to the other one to give us a lot more food, right? Yeah. Because we don't care about the commerce boost at all. And we'll just take more food. As it is, we get an absolutely huge amount of food from it. Maybe the elephant's only like 2k. But anyway, we stopped that initial one. And now it's down to 20, so if we pop this army and can move in and take Changsha, then that should certainly let her be a little friendlier about things. Now... and we can marine up her stack. Oh, and we also have access to, in this place, the Yua Remnant Warriors, who are very punchy. Of course, we have the bonuses in the army and stuff, but yeah. Oh yeah, speaking of. Oh no, we didn't get the, we didn't execute the Yuchong. I remember, I'm like, we got the thing, we didn't get the thing. Obviously, we didn't execute him. So they are just giant melee damage, which we've got faction stuff that goes there too, yeah, but, you know, decent armor, bit of evasion, but really just huge, huge, huge melee damage of, you know, almost 70. But wouldn't it be better to just get Marines who are cheaper? These are the guys that, like, suffer from me having a lack of imagination. Yeah, we're just gonna load up on Marines. That's who we are this week. We're the guy with the Marines. Oh, no, we don't. Oh, no, I would. Oh, man. All right, so we're probably not going to be able to buy the elephant. This is very sad. I totally forgot, and I clicked away. Yeah, we're, maybe this one will make it cheaper enough. Yeah, this one will maybe get us enough money to be able to get the elephant. It's, oh yeah, and we went away from the other ones. It's too bad, you know. It's too bad. I messed up. I forgot that we were supposed to try to get the elephant. It's okay. It's okay if we don't get the elephant. Well, if we cancel this... If we cancel this and it's 2,000 to get the elephant, then we'll get the elephant. Can't believe I did that. Pretty annoying. Now, we can get 2 more assignments for this, and that is desirable. So we're going to get 2 more assignments for that. We don't have an introducer, but no, we've got... Somebody could wear the item, right? Yeah, and then how about you? You will wear the surplus markets item. Surplus markets does make you lose reserves, but we've got plenty here, and this will give us a big industry boost as well. It'll probably be worth a pretty penny or 2 pennies that are pretty, depending. So this place already has the peasantry going on. We could just go hit the tax collect and then... Yeah, Zhuge Liang needs a level. Yeah, we'll hit the tax collect. Try to get to level 2 there. The percentage will be, you know, something. Not a lot, but something. And, you know, it's worth doing. Finally got our assignments rolling. Alright. Huangzu's probably going to go home here. Oh, Sun Tzu's coming down the river at us. Well, we'll have to pop him and let him see what's up. And be like, hey, it's kind of messed up that your little brother's the heir, right? What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that? Hey, Chen Gong, they're fighting for Lu Kong. That's cool. John wants into the coalition. Well, I would love that, but... Alright, so here we're quite close to peace, and I don't want him to really be messing us up worse than he is. He did just take this, though. Yeah, okay. An elephant! Alright, we made our 2,000. We got our elephant. We annexed the faction, even though we just lost this. Southern Honor Guard are really good as a unit, so this guy's got... Because they have guard on them, right? What we need to do is disband this stack right away. Oh, wait, no. We don't want to do that right away. Oh, yeah. Now he's mad. Yeah, so we got to do it anyway, yeah. We dropped this army because we have to be able to not have this army, right? And we've got to deal with him. Because he's going to get into the cookie jar here, or we're going to lose something over here. Well, we don't have to let him in that far, right? This army, we march because we're fine. Yeah, we'll go like here. And then if he takes it, we can follow up and pop him. He'll be inside. Is that lady? No. Huyong Lian. This might be the family of the Zhuge clan. The mother of the Zhuge clan, rather. The family of the Zhuge clan. But... You know, we did remove the most devastating part of this stack, which is the poison volley recently, but he's in March here. We can hit him.
怀荣耀，
The auto gives it to us. Beautiful. I was like, you know, we could probably beat that stack with just our three girls here,
每打
but
赢
you
一
know,
场，
getting it done.
天下就安定一分。
Losing favor, which, you know, devastating. Here, we release this dude.
我可不是薄情寡义之人，遇事树林
Make a little
烦
bit of
恼，
money, and, you know, they're
必先
bailing. But
斩
at
除
least
禁
that
术
worked out. You know, we'll get up here, because for all that...
武器，
For all that I don't want to lose this place, because it's worth a good chunk of money, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. And he's actually going to be able to make landfall in a decent way here, which is bad. But, you know, we gotta... If we win here, then we can shoestring this army together and push across our
我们
friend's
必
land
能达
here.
成一致。
No, we don't even have replenishment there. Well, because now we're sort of rocking a hard place scene now, you know. We've gotten these commandaries, you know, pushed in, but you know, to what end?
深思熟虑，
This army's fine. You know, I guess we just got to accept that. Oh yeah, the revealed strings. You know, it's fine. I'm happy with my revealed strings. And this guy's a potential turncoat, so we're gonna put him in here and build our network, and you know, having some vision on where they're doing will be very nice. I don't think he's in an army now, but you know, we can try to get him out there. I love this stack, right? Stalwart axe after stalwart axe. That must be their special unit. And I love that. Shurong, I would love to get your weapon. I would love to get every weapon. Mwahaha. I mean, I'm a normal guy. So he moves in, takes this, and then we come in on the crackback. You know, he's scary. He's very scary. A Warglaive has 2.6k melee damage base, right? So then it just multiplies up and he starts swinging for 4k, you know.
悉心节
Good thing he
约，
doesn't have a gold weapon.
待时而发。
Like we do. And of course, now we got the elephant. Now, who does the elephant need to go on? It's hard to say. We don't have anybody in the armies that seems like a prime. This is excellent for an elephant. Now, a bandit sentinel is good for one because they're invisible. Anyone in the invisible army would be good. I'm like, he can't use Undying Vow if he's on the elephant. Okay.
"我可没心情。
We could trade him stuff. Oh, we don't have that one on in here. Oh, I just must have gotten another one. Well, in that case...
谨遵命令。
Oh, well, there's actually not a spot for it in this army, is there? Because the morale for militia units is pretty nice. Well, I mean, it's not that important for this army anymore. We can put in a different one. Yeah, let's go ahead. Throw that on here. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, so for this army, we either... If we retreat back over this way... Someone has to be over here to hold the line, right? This is a defensible place once it gets put together. But we can't just... I mean, we could just sacrifice it, but... We can get one more army up. We're just broke. And the Emperor doesn't hate us anymore. But he's hardly that happy with us. Oh, the crop failure, eesh. So we lost lots of money there, but you know, we're still trying to make it. I think if they're already part of a ruling family, you can't adopt them, right? Or no, he's... yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. Or he's already a distant relative, so he doesn't... He's not a family member, he's a distant family member, and that's not good enough. I'm like, maybe we... Is there like a satisfaction for commanders thing? I mean, we're probably going to go up the assignment thing because the assignment tree is the most desirable tree. I consider this to be, like, maybe the best thing that you can just get, but I also need to get the other green tree kicker. You know, it's 201. We're worried about the blue tree, and the Duchy of Song is going to declare himself emperor before too long. But, you know, hey, it's not really my problem. It will be. It will be my problem, but it's not really my problem now. Yeah, so we cross here. And then we'll take that next turn, and then we'll be able to trade it over, just like you said. Yeah, because they can't really move through this area anyway. If you go over there, and, you know, getting Qinggong into our faction would be magnificent. I would love that. Because right now, the thing we're really missing, right, is a big-name, awesome strategist. Kongming, you know, was maybe there, but, you know, a big-name strategist would be nice for the faction. You know, she gets a little more speed. We could give her the elephant right now. Because if we just had a little more money, then we could get, you know, that army up entirely, and then we could get something going. But it looks like our spy is over there because we just got some more vision going on, or at least maybe could be our coalition member. And I would love you in our coalition, but Yuan Shu just doesn't want you to be our friend. It's sad. He gets medium projected casualties out of this, which is magnificent, right? That's better than I would do, certainly. Yeah, so he loses a lot of the cav. He makes 256 kills on the saber infantry. I don't believe that for a second, and neither do you. We can leave that coalition make a new one. You know, we tried to pal around with Yuan Shu for a while, it's true, and, you know. Zhuge Liang has a son. Marvelous. Huangzu besieges Poyong, which is not at all bad for us, right? Wait, indeed, you know.
妙啊！
You know, he barely gets mad about it. He's like, yeah, you know, what are you gonna do? He's our trusted friend. He understands. He's like, look, I get it. We're not in the coalition anymore. Touch your nose. Like, I get it. You know, you and me, we're on the quits now. Getting you in here wouldn't help me at all, right? We need to save it for somebody that we want in the coalition, who can approach us at the appropriate time. Because one of our relatives here in the south would do it, or Cao Cao, which would be even funnier. But no, we can't do that because the Yuan Shu thing. You know, we can't just like. We want the coalition of people over here, right? That's what we want. A coalition of the willing. I got 40 nations ready to roll, son. No, you're joking. What do you mean I can't get there in time? Oh, that makes me sick. That's infuriating. I'm right here. Cheaper retinue upkeep feels good. That's so infuriating. But here, we're going to be able to...
冷静沉着，说话小心点。千层波浪，充实巨岩。思维迅捷，则可避其锋芒。攻占此城，正合我计，不露声色。那就快点吧。
Oh, yeah, we can just have peace and hold on to this land here. Which is plenty desirable, right? Because having your defense of this side of the river on that side of the river is plenty desirable. You know, a little foothold over here, that'll go down a treat. Yeah. Makes a lot of people a little upset, but not that upset. They'll get over it.
算是谈妥了。
And, you know, crucially now, the guy that most borders our lands on this side of the river can focus his attentions on not us, but on the other side of the river.
心如止水，气聚神怡。
We'll try to get this army home soon. We could drop it and re-recruit it. I think that's what we do, actually, because if we lose this land over here, it's fine. It would take too long to get over here. How long is too long? A turn to get over here, a turn to get onto the river, another turn to get here, another turn to get there. I think we save money by not doing it. Are we afraid of somebody declaring on us because we seem weak while the army is gone? No, everybody that's mad at us is already doing it, right?
正气如火，熊熊不息。挽弓预设。
Hunter will sail the way up. Yeah, I guess we do that. Yeah, because the sailing would get us there in a turn or two. And we control this river? Yeah, we control the river up to here, so we would still get our replenishment on it. Perfect. I'm like, yeah, there's what's going on over here. Now, we don't need... These, well, I know, we could just leave them here, right? We could also, now that... Well, no, because we're gonna... No, we're gonna eliminate Zhuge Liang or make peace with him once we've gotten these lands, right? So we don't want to just give this up, especially since at the moment there's no one to move over here. And having this is a nice little thing, you know. And then we'll have friends on the coast. Nice dream. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, we're too broke to upgrade the city, and we're stuck on resources or on city level for the stuff there. So it's all right. What do we want to do? We want to teaching assignment here. $105 out of 98 reserves. Cool. That 900 would help. That 900 would have helped the whole dang time, man. Yeesh, wouldn't it have ever? We need to persuade the gentry over here, get that faction support up, because it's about to be, yeah. Even with Reforged, we're about to run out of people there, which is, you know, not desirable. Yeah, that extra 900 would have been, you know, 50k, well, 45 at this point in the campaign, which would have, you know... The more I talk about it, the happier I am I didn't do it this time, though, because that'll let the next Wu Jing campaign be a totally charmed run. I'm already planning, like, years into the future what campaigns I do in this game. Hey, we're invited into a coalition of the Yangtze. Well, this is you and Liu Yao, so that's not such a good idea for me, is it?
如你所愿。
Alright, it is on this map, so we are going to do our very best to beat them up as badly as we can. Of course, and then Sun Tzu will be able to swoop in and take it afterward. But we can't just give it away. Yeah, we run down those archers, we ping-pong here, our towers are working, we just don't want to get... Even G Militia, you know, for a little while on your red cav will do the work, but we want to break off the cav before we run here. There we go. Archers of Jing, you know, you very much need your charge bonus onto. They are hardy dudes. And now they're bringing Hongzhu in, so we're just gonna roll on this away. And the Lance Cavalry Captain... They get roared? I mean, like, why are you running? I guess they're at half-life. Oh yeah, no. Hongzhu charged him and hit him. And now they get shot up. It's okay. And now these infantry of Jing, you know, they're the wrong way, and they take it downhill there. Beautiful stuff, and now they're trying to turn here. Well, we're going to be able to push him back and, you know, do our part to avenge the killing of our beloved brother-in-law. The guys don't want to kill him. It's like, wow, Liu Yao, wow, like, you are right. I am cool. I totally let it go what you did earlier, and I'm not holding on to it or nothing. But we're just going to leave these infantry Jing because the towers will deal with them just fine. You know, laboriously. Wearing their beautiful yellow colors. Very bravely thinking about carrying their shields. They're like, no, let's go! For glory, for power, for honor. And then they look over here and nobody else is moving in. They're like, wait, did we get sold out? Because if they're going to use all of their archers on these guys, we'll just sit here and tank it, right? Nothing for it but to do it. So they're going to have to come in front of the towers at some point. And we know that this place gets dual tower coverage once they get inside from this side. I mean, really fighting them right here is probably the best you do. But, I mean, what are they going to do? Are they just going to wait? Because, like, I'll wait. I'll talk to myself for 30 minutes. That's why you put it on a 40-minute timer. 20 is not enough, though, right? Because, like, if they're just letting the towers pick them apart, I obviously don't have any reason to do anything but observe. He can't take it afterwards on a draw. Oh, yeah, that is desirable. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. But if they sit here, I don't know if they'll get a draw if they're still within tower range this whole time. I think the towers will. Well, you know, it's not all of them that are in the range. Most of them have a little more sense than that. But if they stand in the towers, 30 minutes of the towers will absolutely army loss them, even if the generals don't get up into it. Yeah, I'm like... And the tower, like, they sometimes fudge their range just a little bit, and if they just get a couple of shots, you know, at this point... Doesn't take too much. 2 hours later. And imagine the fear, right? You're here over the hill. Hongzhu is dithering, you know, he is just dithering. And, you know, in the distance I saw the enemy. Naturally I engaged them, that's my style, sir. But here, they are just chilling. Now, we might be able to provoke them to action by coming forward some. They don't have the range, right? They do have a bow on Liu Gong. Maybe that's what's holding them up. Remember, if we go if I'm goes down, there's nothing to attack lines. Exactly, like, great. So, oh, they do have ammo. They just had not used any of their ammo. Well, you know, all we needed was for them to move forward a little bit. So, good job, cavalry. They move forward a little bit. Retreat! Alright, perfect. We woke them up. Great, they're attacking. Great, they're attacking! They also have fire arrows, which we've just seen. However, we know if we come in here, they definitely won't get the fire arrows for this tower. So we're just going to back up and let them come in here if they like. Or, to save on postage, just shoot all of these archers of Jing that have now moved forward. Wild. Like, here's the archers with fire arrows in 250 range. We're going to hang back. Like, what's Huangzu thinking in this timeline, right? Maybe he thinks he's gonna marry Lady Wu because she actually hated her husband. That old saw. Alright, there you go. Yeah, that's what we needed. They just needed to wake up, grab their brush, put on a little makeup. And now they're sitting still again. Each archer militia, which do not have fire arrows, are here. And yeah, you know, this is my idea of a great siege, right? Where your towers just obliterate the foe. We've killed 800 of them already, and now they finally take these towers. This was such a headache of a place, right? Because we know that these towers are going to keep shooting them when they're inside. Hello. Your name is Huangzu. You killed my brother-in-law. Prepare to die. Hello. We're gonna have to name somebody here. Inigo Montoya. No, not really. Boom, baby. He falls down. He gets stabbed. Now Huangzu is having too good of a time. The thing, though, is that Red Cav and our Red Cav are very fine indeed, right? Because they are slightly boosted from getting the legendary weaponsmith. So they are, you know, 10% better than a regular Red Cav is. And a regular Red Cav is already fine, you know. No, it's only 10% better once you get... Really, the Red Charge... The real thing it does is change your proportion of AP to non-AP damage, so it's not huge, but it's some of a bonus, right? Because when you're sitting still, it's big, but because Lance Cav actually, the Lance Cav captain has really high AP, but the Lance Cavalry itself has like a broad mix. But we run in here, and a glorious defense later, we win. 1-0. I love this map when I'm on it, because the very, very narrow channels make it hard for you to make a mistake. And there's only 3 ways in, right? 2 of them dovetail to one specific point that's covered by the 3rd one. It's a great map. It's hard to siege. Liu Gong, you have a common crossbow. Welcome.
舍身尽忠，放了他们。
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, perfect, right? This is literally what we want. A field battle among equals. We'll run up and, you know, stab them. It's going to be perfect. Are we in the trees? A little bit. No, we can fight over here. And our whole army is, of course, invisible and vanguard, so we're going to be able to get right up on them. They've only got some yellow cav. The real thing is that the big guy is very punchy, but we've got, you know, gold weapons here of our own. Like, where do we think they'll be? And I bet our Marines are aquatic, too. Maybe they're not. Maybe aquatic doesn't exist in this game. We just don't want to eat a charge from the big guy here without a counter to it. Need to get all the heroes up in the center, right? Yeah, and then we can get here. All of these guys shooting, all of these guys running in. We can hit her, and... we blunder the cav very badly, just going way too far forward, right? And really just having a bad setup here, you know, where, I mean, it's fine. It's fine because a lot of their value is in these crossbows that are not doing anything because our heroes are running amok. But fortunately, the infantry blob is working just fine. And for all that, you know, this isn't the prettiest fight we've ever done, and the cav are all already gone. You know, the backline isn't a backline, and these guys don't have that really good a shield, so we're just going to keep on shooting here, and getting in here, and here. Break these Sabre infantry here. You know, in the front, they are doing fine, but we have all of these fellas to get there as well. And now this White Dragon crossbow is probably doing super good work. Let's get on them there, you know, and crucially, we just leave the big guy to his own devices, just like I said we shouldn't do. Oh, he got unhorsed. Well, you get in there then. Oh my goodness. We're just getting deleted by him. I am playing so bad. I need to get a general on him immediately. I am letting a vanguard just kill everything. 270 kills while I'm looking at him do it. What a beast. What a beast just a regular vanguard with the silver spear is, right? You know, are we losing this? Oh my god, are we losing this? I think we're losing. I thought we had it. Maybe we're fine. We still have like a bunch of Marines. We just need to stop botching this attack, right? Because now we're here with the big guy. We'll get him down. I should have done this ages ago. We should have targeted him earlier, right? Oh, he gets another Oathsworn kick. Jeez Louise. Now he's swinging for 10,000. Don't get hit, right? Yikes. Alright, he finally goes down. Jeez. Absolute insanity. Like, what a champ, right? And he's not even like a special vanguard. He's just a level 5 vanguard who did everything he could to almost beat my whole freaking army on his own. Because because I played bad. That's what you get. I thought we had it. But I gotta remember that these guys don't have proper spears, right? They don't knock guys off of horses, and they don't do anything cool to horsemen. They don't hit them better. Not like spears have that much of a bonus first large. But yeah, the real thing is with spears, sometimes they'll charge reflect themselves. But yeah, rough stuff here. I mean, I guess ultimately we get out of it with a little over half of our army alive, but you know, shouldn't have let the big guy go on a tear. Blundered our cavalry. Bad stuff. But we win, and importantly, he took this fight, which means he'll be the one on the back foot, and we'll be the one getting our replenishment. I don't think we were in March. We were in March. Okay. No, we were not in March. I just thought we were. It's like, why would I have gone to March there? I wouldn't have. Yeah, he gets 431 kills. Absolutely bonkers. He's playing on, like, you're not supposed to let them play. But, I mean, a great fight, right? You do love to see the computer going on a crazy tear and doing to you what you're supposed to do, right? It makes it feel like whenever you do it, it's not out of bounds. And Duchy of Song, vassalized Ufalo, good for him. And right on schedule too, right? 201, he's getting stuff online there. And Zhuge Liang is born, and Liu Ji, a son has been born. We'll say that being energetic is important. So crucially, we get super beat up, but we've got our night battle from Jotai for the obfuscation. So we're going to be able to beat them up on the night battle here. And then roll there. He gets level 3. Crucially, you know, we're going to be able to make his revenue even better too. But there we go. Boom, boom, boom.
见识一下我们的激情。我军如有天助，气焰大盛。快滚回去吧！请下命令。
And then here, crucially, so he is all the way on the back foot and not here. Do we... Can we roll him up? Oh no, we're inside of the zone. Well, now we have to do this battle and win. You know, the thing is that this is a very different proposition, right? These are guys with less morale. These aren't their special units. They don't have the follow-up of those crazy guys, and they don't have the killer in the background, so we'll be just fine, you know. And then Zhuge Liang will be over here with an army that's not put together. If he besieges us, I mean, I doubt he will off the back of it, but if he does, you know, we'll just win. But here it says we're going to lose. We know that's not going to happen. But, you know, this has been quite the series of unfortunate events here with the Zhuge clan, who we ever wanted to be our friend. Sun Tzu was too far away to get it. He's suffering attrition from the military supplies, but we don't have a way to... I mean, we could hit the river and go up here, but that's not really part of the plan. I mean, he's going to get these military supplies soon. Ideally, Huangzu... Okay, because if Huangzu gets the siege, then he doesn't spend his time trying to get to it, right? So... Come on, Lady Wu, just be my friend. Negative 55 now. Come on, how is it negative 55? Alright, we can get peace here, which is desirable. We become rivals with the people in the Zhuge family there. Makes sense. But now it's going to make him even scarier when we go to fight him again. So we'll just have to be aware of all that. Like, do we just pull him out here? I think so, right? Yeah. Because we want that slot for somebody who's going to be someone that we're at war with. You know, it was fine whenever he was there. But now, he's a fickle renegade, so... His favorite text is, our lord is proven incapable. Now it is I, Li Shu's time to shine at last. Mwahaha! But, you know, we'll get him a level, and then he'll be able to do, like, replenish supplies, which is an important one. Although, not anymore, right? Now we've got it. Yeah, over 200, you still just get 2 Imperial favor for it. But maybe that was just because it was this turn. We'll check it next turn to see if it goes to 3. But our Imperial favor, no, now with 2 filled reserves, we're actually doing fine. But the Duchy of Song is... No, it's... The Emperor is not really doing too much here. I figure Song's going to become a king in like a year or 2. He really moves quick. You know, let's just go ahead and fill Yon and corrupt it. You know, there's a lot of people with some yellow faces. Let's get them a little higher. And then we go to this one because that's important for our further upgrades. We're already upgrading there. We got plenty of food. So we'll go to 6 in all of these right there, which is a jump in, what, 4 food each, yeah. 12 still stay positive, and then the next one will be able to go up. But of course, if we lose a little bit here, it won't be the case anymore. Now, okay, so I think what we're going to do, because I've been having an awesome time, but we're coming up on hour 4. So I think we're going to go ahead and call this video now. I'm going to eat, you know, have a little afternoon time, hang out with the dog, listen to some classical music while I pretend to sweep the floor, you know, whatever floats my boat on that day. And then, you know, we'll be back later on today playing stuff. I'm planning on playing another block of this tonight. But, you know, I'll be streaming this afternoon. I might get back on this campaign in just like a few hours. I'm not sure. But we'll be playing again today or tomorrow. You know, I am still on vacation, and I'm having the best time hyper-focusing on my absolute joy that I feel when playing this game. I love this mod. I love this game. It's so much fun, and I hope that's coming across that I like it. You know, I'm sure it is whenever I wax rhapsodic, whenever I'm like not ending a turn over and over and over again. But when we return, we'll be able to do this Jotai fight, which of course he like, do we not do the night battle to roll up all of them? Maybe that's desirable. We'll think about it, because you know, the night battle will decrease their stuff, but we've got Roar Terror, Roar Terror Dive here. So maybe we want this army to get involved with it. But at this point, I'm thinking, rather than peace with the Zhuge clan, just eliminating them from playoff contention might be the desirable thing to do. So I think this army just rolls up the way here to deal. I'm sick of them. But that does mean we need another army over on this side. And that'll be this one, right? Yes, right. Because now on this front, you know, we've got proper friends. So long as trending toward one. Oh, because he hates that I released people. You know, you can't keep everybody happy. Sometimes you can't keep anybody happy. But as for right now, here's what we've got, you know. There's our ownership, there's our lands. It's nice, you know. That is a nice chunk of the south. Because remember, everything over here is like Nanman lands. That's not as desirable for a... I mean, it's cool to have, but it's a big headache because you got the Nanman there. So here, you know, we're a little far-flung by grabbing Luling from that confederation. But it was just such a sweet move. We had to do it. We had no choice but to do it. He'll come back and we can look around a bit and see what's going on, you know. That one spy action makes it all worth it. And in a year or so, we'll be able to upgrade our buildings. You know, again, this is Oh, negative 16 out there. I'm like, why is it so low? I mean, the good news is we're going to be able to make them pay for it again. Of course, this army is going to be dramatically better at besieging it, but maybe not, right? Maybe we can fool them too, because if we engage in front of the wall, you know, this garrison's no joke. Having a good time with this campaign. Can't wait to have a good time with it again. But as I said, I hunger. So that's all for right now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you've enjoyed. There's 3 million people living in the lands of Wu Jing right now, but I'm eyeing even more than that in the future. You know, this campaign might go longer in years than our typical ones do because we are still incredibly low in prestige. But, you know, maybe somebody next to us will declare emperor and then we'll just go yoink it. Hard to say. But that will all be for another time. For another place. Oh, Wu Yan's and the People of Merit. I'm still leaving, but... Heyo! You know, another representative of the North is here. He is the Scourge of Liaoji. He is a Wuhan horseman who, you know, has Wisdom of the River in the center. So, very cool. He's got fire bombs, biting gales, so, you know, a interesting guy. You know, you can get fire battle, the night arrow, and the Wisdom of the River. So he's like, if you want a strategist's abilities without the strategists, why not this legendary vanguard? We're going to take his horse away, though, until we put him into the field. But, alright, now that we've done that, it's over. We got our person of quality. We've got a couple tribes people. That'll be great. 47 prestige to marquis. That's not going to happen fast, but actually... I'm like, no, we don't get a building slot for these, so it won't happen fast. But, you know, we'll be puttering along our way there, and little by little, we might find that we are running things. I'm seeing, though, that our huge marine army is only good as far as we can throw it, right? You know, it still needs some other elements, you know. It can only do what it can do. But we did also... I feel like we got a bad engagement there in a lot of ways, but still. Anyway, we'll be back later. See you guys. Later, Luke. So good to see you this morning. Later. Log, anybody out there who's watching but not speaking up, it's so good to see you as well. And maybe I'll catch you later on. Peace.